Okay, so I think that means we're on the air. So, hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the End of Decades Awards show. The world may well be coming to an end. World War III may be inevitable.
Oh, for God's sake,
But
it took you
ladies-
literally less than 10 seconds to come up with a fucking World War III joke out of your ass.
But
Fucking
let's-
amazing.
But here's the thing. We
Damn.
can always go back and reminisce about the 2010s in the world of professional wrestling. I am Andy Kwan, and with me, as always, is the man we call Sam Brooks.
Yep, there you go. Oh, this is going to be a long one, everybody. Buckle into your seats, hold on to your assholes. Remember everything from the last 10 years? No? Good. We
No.
don't either.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, there you go.
And also, we have, from WrestlePundit.com, Keelan Balderson.
Hello, that website does still exist, but it's full of ads, so don't read the content because it's crap. I didn't really write it.
From Wrestle. Okay,
Amazing.
and we also have Brendan Davis.
Hello.
Why did you
I'm
say-
Discount Andy for the rest of the show.
No, Andy is Discount Andy. Anyone pretending to be Andy is automatically better.
Like Poundland Andy. What? No, that's what.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Voidstorm in the chat says, let's go. Yes, let's go. We've got things to talk about. No time for dilly-dallying.
Oh, no time for dilly dallying here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the best tag team of the 2010s, fams.
Why are we starting with
Why
tag
start
team?
at number?
Because I'm doing it in a random order, because I'm crazy.
You're an asshole.
Tarantino.
Okay, let's do it in random order then. Let's just throw everyone off the fucking grid. Fine.
We can't start with the best.
We
male
need a
wrestler.
Royal Rumble tumbler with all the things in, so we know which to start with.
Wasn't that like a segment during the decade where they had like that, but then they had trouble like opening the balls or something?
That sounds about right.
I think it was Vince, like he couldn't open the ball or something, and then every ball they pulled out had like Roman Reigns or something. I remember that being garbage, so hopefully this show is better than that.
Well, let's
Oh,
hope.
will be.
So, what order? We should have probably arranged this before we started, but hey, we're live now, so what can we do? What order
We
shall
already
we
had a
do
list
this?
made up.
Shall we do this in alphabetical order, or should we do this?
How can we do it in alphabetical order? It all starts with best.
No, I meant by our names, you big jagweed. Like, what the fuck?
It all starts with best and worst.
That's the angriest I've ever
Why
heard
the
you
hell?
again.
Why in the name of God would I mean like the categories?
You're stupid. Like, it's just
Yes.
how you.
Brain,
Best,
engage,
best.
people.
Yeah,
Right.
let's just go alphabetical then. Fine.
So I would go first then. Is that correct?
Yes. Right.
Okay, so for me, the best tag team of the decade, I was kind of split between two. And the two are the Young Bucks.
Ugh.
Why is that funny? I don't understand.
Because you're a fucking Young Bucks, Mark.
Okay, whatever. And then,
Generation me.
oh, lick my boot. And the
I
other
love the
one
Bucks.
is the New Day. Even though they're a stable, but whatever, that counts.
I mean, the tag team stable, it's that award, alright?
So they're my two picks. The reason why is it's sort of similar reasons. Like, they started the decade really bad. So, like, Generation Me, as Keelan keeps going on about. Fair enough. But what they've done in the decade, in my opinion, they've kind of resurged tag team wrestling. And has actually made it important again. And, oh yeah, AEW exists, so there you go. And their matches, I can't think of a bad Young Bucks match. And I think they had probably one of the best ladder matches of the entire decade, just this year alone.
They have too many good matches that none of their matches mean anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, all of their matches are just the same to me, and I say that as a guy who's watched several of their, like, big matches in both New Japan, Ring of Honor, and it's just like, okay, it's cool when you see them the first time.
Uh-huh.
Like when I first saw the Young Bucks, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then 2 years later, when I realized it's just the same old stuff each time, I'm like, okay, do you have anything else though?
Yeah, I mean, I've got the New Day.
No, not you. I mean the Bucks. Do they have any other like?
Oh, right.
Hey, Matt.
that was my reasoning. That was my
Nick,
reasoning.
tell us what you've got.
Nick, what else you got in the sack, buddy? Apparently nothing other than
But no, I mean,
spots and
Super
more
kick.
spots.
Super
but
kick.
the
Super
New
kick. Super
Day,
kick.
the New Day are also extremely entertaining. They took a gimmick that was absolutely the drizzling of shits, and they actually made it work. They are a phenomenal group, and you can just tell that they're just genuinely enjoying themselves, and it is a pleasure to see them on television and seeing what they do. So to be fair, I can't think of two better tag teams, to be honest, than those two.
That's fair. I mean, the New Day have only been around for half a decade, and for them to have already accomplished what they have is insane.
Exactly.
So that's not a bad nomination at all.
Well, Brendan, since this is in alphabetical order, what is your picks? What are your picks in correct English?
Well, much like you, Andy, my picks are going to be it's the New Day. Simply because these dudes have caused me to buy 5 fucking shirts and a unicorn horn. I don't buy that shit for anybody. Plus, didn't they break the tag team title record or whatever? In,
They
2016?
did. They're the longest reigning tag team champions of anything ever.
Ever.
In
Yeah.
WWE anyway. We don't know about fucking
Where do
any
you
other
keep your unicorn horn? Is it on your wall as some kind of memento, or is it just stashed somewhere?
It's somewhere in my closet. It might be underneath my Michael Myers mask. Oh, here it is. Next to my Kingdom Come comic.
Nice.
Hold up. I wonder if this bitch still works too. Hold up.
What do you mean does it work? It's a horn.
But nah, it glows like it glows colors.
He has to run into the wall.
Oh shit, it glows. That's pretty
Holy
cool.
shit. It still glows. Holy shit.
Hey, feel the glow.
But yeah.
Is
New Day's the shit, man. It's like 3 wrestlers that I already like too. Then they came together and then, they just have a whole lot of fucking fun every time they do anything.
That is true.
Is Brendan on camera, or am I imagining this?
You're imagining this.
Okay.
Imagination.
I mean, I can be if you want to see me.
No, it's fine.
I'm good. So,
Cool, because it looks like I got a fucking Power Ranger crystal in my hand. I'll put this thing on. I'm gonna wear it.
There you go. We're ready for the rest of the show.
wonderful. Who's next?
Do you know the fucking alphabet?
Yes, I
dipshit?
do, but I'm testing.
K comes before S.
Well, there we go then. So, Keelan, go next.
I went purely on an entertainment basis, so I chose the original Young Bucks in the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good pick.
Oh, yeah.
Because they came back with all that, broken stuff. They did all those cool things in TNA. Then they had the big return in WWE after having some indie matches that were really good. So I couldn't think of anyone else. To me, everyone else is pretty generic right now, so I went with the Hardys.
That's a fair point. Plus, at the start of the decade, they were both kind of in like fucking despair and ruin anyway. They were both in TNA, weren't they? But they were like riddled on drugs and doing like shitty storylines.
I feel at
Had a
one
bad
point
match,
Matt
it's a
had
shame.
weird dreadlocks and went
Yes.
for them.
He did. He had
And it
weird
was-
like fucking Monica from Friends like cornrows.
And he came down to the ring with grapes.
Oh yeah, he did do that. He had that grape thing, didn't he?
See,
Yeah,
they're
like-
the greatest tag team of the decade.
Yeah.
Amazing. Samuel, what are your picks?
So obviously New Day, but someone I'm surprised y'all haven't mentioned, and TPA prettiest boss in the chat says it too. The Usos.
Oh, yes.
Thinking
Yeah,
about
Thinking
it,
them, but
the Usos they're obviously a career tag team. Like, you knew that from the outset because, spoiler alert, they're twins. Like,
Oh,
neither
really?
of them is going to have a
What?
fucking
They're
single
twins?
career. I know, right? It's hard to think. One of them has face paint on the left, one of them has face paint on the right. I know it's hard to tell.
One of them likes to speed down the motorway while he's drunk, but
I think both of them do, to be fair. But yeah, they started out like they even came up like in 2008, 2009, I'm pretty sure, like just before the decade even started. And not only have they been like a solid pillar of the tag team division through the best times and the worst times, they started with the fun, like, oh, we got face paint and we dance and there's fire and everything. And then, still to this day, they're doing the new, whatever you want to call it. I call it hoodlum gimmick, because it's what it reminds me of. But they're still like fresh and entertaining, like doing it for over 10 years. Like, you can't actually say that for any other tag team, except maybe Young Bucks.
Yeah, for consistency and just always putting on a solid match.
Exactly.
You can give it to them. They're kind of like the Dudleys of this era, where they're just always there.
Yeah, exactly. And yes,
So-
they have been in ruts where they've not been entertaining, but I would argue since they're like their new gimmick, which I'm pretty sure came about in like 2016, I want to say, like they've been fresh the whole time.
Like,
So, basically, the consensus here then is the New Day. Can we all agree that's basically where we're going with this?
The New Day.
The New Day.
Well, there were 2 votes for New Day, so I guess that's how this works, right?
Apparently so.
Mm.
Democratic.
Well, that was the most votes of it.
Unless you want to just bomb someone in a round.
Okay, yeah, haha, very topical. Jesus Christ. Okay, we got some more chats. Prettiest Boss says, the Usos started from 2010 and still a tag team to this day. Started at the end of a decade as a team. Very true. You can't say that about many other teams, except for maybe 1 or 2. Surprised that no one has mentioned The Revival.
No.
Oh, fuck off. Andy hates The Revival anyway for stupid reasons.
They're boring.
I like their NXT
Boring.
matches. I just don't like what's happened to them since they got on the main roster.
Them
Yeah.
versus
That's like a lot of
DIY
people.
at one of the takeovers is probably one of the best tag team matches I've literally ever seen. Still. Well, how can
Yeah,
you
well,
just
it's
fucking
not
sweep
bad.
that under the
It's
rug,
right.
Andy, and just say it's boring?
No,
And yet you chastise Brendan when he calls Bret Hart boring.
but that's because that's a ludicrous statement.
That's because he wears pink and looks pretty.
That'd be
Maybe if the Revival wore
Not
pink and were Canadian, he'd probably enjoy them.
So the New
Yeah,
Day
they
has
might- I
won
wouldn't.
Tag Team of the Year. Congratulations.
Oh, the year, dickhead!
Oh, the decade.
Don't. Stop it.
Time flies when you're approaching 30 and also putting weight on.
Yep. Welcome to the club, Keelan. I'm losing.
Oh,
my hair.
I'm definitely in that club for this one.
Oh, God.
Wow, way to get depressing. I'm 24, haha.
Well, speaking of let's get depressing, what's the worst tag team of the decade? Not year, decade.
Tag team and stable. This is a rich one, isn't it? There's been a lot of duds. A lot of duds. I feel like your choice, Andy, is the most interesting first.
Okay, so I have 2 picks because I struggle to choose. So, numero uno, Aces and Eights.
Please talk
What?
to me about Aces and Eights, because one of the earliest memories I have of the Suplah as a whole
Yes.
is both you and Liam, like every other Sunday, all you would fucking talk about or complain about were Aces and Eights. I don't even remember what they were. Why were they so bad?
They,
Weren't they like
they
bikers
made
or
they
something?
made TNA as good as it possibly could have been at
No,
that
they
period
didn't.
of time.
No, they didn't. It was the beginning
Apart
of
from,
the
like,
end.
Okay, there was Garrett Bischoff and Wes Briscoe, but
Ta-da!
apart from those guys,
And
Yeah,
Taz-
they were rising
cares?
stars, weren't they? They were
Oh,
fucking, they
God.
really amounted to something.
Mr.
Garrett the Carrot.
McMahon Jr.
But it had like Taz in there, even though he was a commentator. And then like, oh, Bully Ray's the leader. Like that didn't make any sense. And
Why?
the Brooke Hogan marriage thing. It was just.
But that was after that.
It was during the storyline.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was like a year after.
I thought it was during.
It was during.
I'm pretty sure it was during too.
Really?
Because that was what built up to
Like,
the
I
whole,
remember them
like,
talking
Bully
about
Ray being the main villain guy.
But
Yeah,
there was no aces and eights when Bully Ray was fighting Hogan.
there was.
Well, that storyline. Well, fuck it then. I don't care.
Perfect. There we
minute.
go.
Let's go to
Wait a minute, how many
Wikipedia,
of them-
shall we? I'm
Right,
sure
but
there's,
at the
there's got to be a
time-
Wikipedia article for like Aces.
At
and
the time, I remember it split the internet fans in two. Like, there was one camp that was like, "This is the best long-term storytelling we've had in decades," and other people were like, "Why are these
no.
idiots pretending to be a biker gang?"
Exactly. Why are these idiots pretending to be a
Right.
biker gang?
I think the only reason why that happens is because Sons of Anarchy was popular as hell at the time.
Was it
A show I
though?
never watched, but it was about bikers. Yeah.
I think it was even a bit late for Sons of Anarchy, but that's what they were going for.
Was Sons of Anarchy around when Aces and Eights like showed up?
Yeah, it probably had like 2-3 more years before it went off.
They were
before
active
then, but
from, apparently, according to Wikipedia, because I'm on the fucking Aces and Eights Wikipedia page.
Okay.
They were active from 2012 to 2013.
Damn.
So in terms of
Not a
TNA
lot.
stables, like you had a lot of legendary ones, legendary in quotation marks. A lot of them didn't even last that long.
I don't know. I mean, for me,
Some
I
of the main
remember,
event Mafia match last.
but that never even ended. But that was the previous decade, wasn't it?
Ah, yes, on January 17th, Aces and Eights crashed Bully Ray and Brooke Hogan's wedding and attacked Bully, Hulk Hogan, and two of Bully's groomsmen, Tommy Dreamer and Brother Runt? Who the fuck is that?
Spike Dudley.
But
Oh my
What?
god.
Yeah.
Bully's
What's
best
that?
man, Taz, with one Z, revealed himself as the newest member. Wait, so hang on, they beat up Bully Ray, and yet Bully Ray was the leader.
Exactly. It's stupid.
What?
It's a swerve.
I
Dumb.
just remember it being mildly entertaining compared to anything else TNA were doing at any point.
Wasn't this during the period of time where they had like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe? Did they have Chris Daniels at this point?
Yes, they still
I
had all these
don't, I
people.
don't think those guys ever left, did they?
Are you serious?
Are you feeling okay?
Are you high?
What?
You're asking if AJ Styles left TNA.
I know he left towards the end of it, like, to go to Japan and stuff, but, like, they never left midway through that run, did they?
Oh, the Aces and Eights.
Oh no,
Yeah.
they were there during that time period. Yeah.
But that's my point, is you're saying that Aces and Eights was one of the best things about the programming. They had all of these amazing wrestlers. What?
Oh, yeah, they weren't doing
They-
anything with them. That was just a lol, fuck this company. But
Wait, exactly. How can it be good? How can it be one of the better things if that's all they're choosing to do? Surely that's bad in of itself, and they're choosing to present this thing over the best wrestlers they have on their roster.
I mean, okay. I have another pick where it's in a similar vein of what Sam's just said. Like, you have all this great talent, but you bring in a tag team that, quite frankly, had no real reason to exist at that point in time, and you put the tag team titles on them, I think. I'm talking about the New Age Outlaws.
Oh God! Rest in
I
peace,
forgot about
the
that. When I-
Ascension.
when I saw this on your list, I was like, when the fuck did that happen?
It happened.
Did you know? Fun fact. Did you know they had a match at WrestleMania?
Oh, you didn't know?
Was that when the NWO ran out?
No,
No.
that was when they teamed with Kane to fight the Shield and lost in like 12 seconds.
Which was the perfect way
I
for
think
them to
WrestleMania
lose.
29.
I have no memory of any of that
29
happening.
was trash.
Yeah. Yeah, that did happen.
That
However, they did do the first
Hang on,
little
were
power
they-
bomb thing.
Were
Or
they
double,
tag
triple.
team champions at some point?
yes, that's what I'm saying. They were tag
Yep.
team champions during this time period.
Jesus
What?
fucking Christ.
Exactly. That's what
I
I'm
don't know who
saying.
they
Like,
won them off of.
like
What year was this?
2012, 2013?
yeah, because I remember
Uh,
watching WrestleMania 30. Spoilers for later. I'll talk about that later. But
Or spoilers for WrestleMania 30. I
no,
think we're a bit
for my
past the boat
picks,
on that.
you goddamn
You sure? I thought it was 29 where they won the belt and where they had that match.
It was 30. I've got the
You
DVD
sure?
in front of
So,
me, and
I'm
it's
pretty sure it was 29.
I'm telling you, it's not. I've got the DVD, and I'm looking at it right now, and it says.
Oh,
30.
shit.
WrestleMania 29, that was when the Shield for, what was it, Big Show,
wait, no, that
Sheamus,
was
and John
Randy,
Cena
Big
or
Show.
something stupid? Yeah, Randy, Sheamus, and
That's
Big
right,
Show,
my bad.
whatever.
My bad.
That was at the time where they just fought
I
like
seen
3
that in a
random
minute.
people.
That was a weird period for them.
Yeah. No, it was the start of
Let's see
2013.
which 3 Avengers we can get. That's still strange.
So, Brendan, what's your picks?
See, my pick for the worst tag team, even though both of these dudes have signed one of my wrestling belts, it's got to be the Ascension. They were very
Oh
poorly used.
no, 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 no.
Yes.
I felt
No,
so bad
are you
for them,
kidding?
especially that night where everybody came out and fucking murdered them at the Royal Rumble or something.
Yeah.
Ah, that was tragic. I hated seeing that for them. Then they were like Cosmic Wasteland with Cody Rhodes or some shit like that.
Okay, I knew this was going to come up. I knew the Ascension was probably going to come up. But let me say this. Compared to some of the other teams that we could list as worst tag team, at least the Ascension had a cool gimmick and a cool character.
At least, like,
Before
the right creative person could have turned it into something.
Exactly. There's a lot of detractions against the Ascension.
wasn't.
One could say, yeah, they weren't actually that good of a wrestler team. Or one could say, even when they were in NXT, they had very few competition until like the end of their run. But they were given like the shit can, like almost as soon as they were called up for little to no reason. Like they didn't have a fair shake at all. One could argue in a different era they would be a top team.
Very true. I had another choice before I thought of them, and it was the Wyatt family, because what the hell did they actually do?
Oh my god, I love you. You're the best.
What did they
picks.
actually do after
Exactly.
they left NXT?
Yep.
Other than give us Braun Strowman.
And that's the
I mean,
only
did
thing
you-
they've done.
No, did you
Who
watch
stopped
any of
using
their
that weird
matches?
submission thing that he did.
I've always
Every-
maintained that throughout all of the shit, all of the gimmicks and everything, the team of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are an entertaining tag team.
Yeah, they are, but
Well,
What?
did-
when
that's
they were
the Wyatt
Wyatt
family.
they didn't do shit.
What are you
They did
talking
more
about?
shit
They had a
with
great
Bludgeon
feud with
Brothers.
Shield.
They did better shit with the Bludgeon Brothers then.
Oh,
That's the only
fuck
thing
the
to watch.
Bludgeon
No,
Brothers.
yeah,
The
okay,
Bludgeon
I
Brothers
can't
are
remember.
a better choice than the Wyatt family. Are you kidding? Based on
The
gimmick
only thing the
alone.
Wyatt family had that was good was that match against the Shield, and they shouldn't
Bullshit.
have even won it.
Nah, bollocks. I disagree.
Wow. Okay. Well, Keelan, what's yours?
My worst tag team of the decade is a completely random team you probably forgot about, but I don't even know how to say it, Los Matadores.
Oh, yeah.
Like the two guys
Primo
from
and Epico
Puerto Rico
revamp.
who are pretending to be Spanish bullfighters, even though that doesn't happen in Puerto Rico. And then they had
Shut
a
up.
weird
They
bull.
were- They had the little man. Everyone laugh at how small the little man is.
Hello.
El Torito. Oh shit! Now I'm remembering WLC.
Oh,
Like-
DLC was amazing.
Their gimmick
that
was
was pretty dope,
dated
but I
10
was
years
why?
before they did it, so to me it's just like, no, just stop.
Yeah, that's a fair shake, to be fair.
So, Sam, what's yours?
The League of Nations.
Oh, baby.
Ew.
What?
They beat the New Day at WrestleMania.
No.
Remind me
Oh,
who the
shit,
hell
they
that
did.
even was.
Exactly!
Yo, I forgot about them until I watched the fucking Royal
Fucking
Rumble from
Woodrow
2016
Wilson
again.
and who?
Winston Churchill.
Yeah, the fucking League of Nations led by Winston Churchill and Rusev. No, it was 2015. It was the time where Sheamus was world champion, and they put with him Rusev, Wade Barrett, and Alberto Del Fuckhead. Literally so bad, and the fact that they beat the New Day at Wrestle fucking Mania, only to get beat up by 3 old guys after the fact, and they didn't even last that long. That's tragic, to say the least. Another pick, while we're at it, anyone remember the other WrestleMania, where Braun Strowman teamed up with a 10-year-old to win the tag team titles?
That
Why
child's
does that
name
even-
is Nicholas.
That-
You
Does
was
that
No.
even
Nicholas.
count as a team? Does
that
that even
doesn't
count?
even
They
count as a
won
team.
the tag team championships. Wow, does it not count as a team?
Oh, it doesn't matter. That was just stupid.
Oh, it does. Nothing
Respect
matters.
Nicholas.
We're all gonna die anyway. What's the point of anything?
World War
That's so
Three.
fun, damn it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is such bullshit.
Okay, so
But it was
I'm a
kind of
Nicholas Mark.
funny.
You would
Like,
respect that boy.
yeah, it was
does
funny.
it not? Does it not get credit for just making you go, "Ha, that was funny"?
I mean, it would if it did make me go, ha, that's funny. What it made me go was, ha, that's stupid.
No.
Ha,
Well,
that's...
maybe my humor's more
I
in
was there when
line
that
with a
happened, too.
giant grapefruit psychopath than yours.
Giant grapefruit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Talking about Vince McMahon.
My balls.
I mean, yes,
Oh.
fine. That was probably funny at the time and everything, but still, fuck that. Are you kidding?
So, okay, so we're not really at any sort of agreement here, so...
I mean, unless there's any others that anyone can throw out, let's have a look at the chat. League of Nations says Voidstorm. Yep. Jason says, as an aside, Aces and Eights was a great idea, poorly executed.
Oh,
Carmine had a good one. I was honestly thinking about that too.
What happened, Keelan?
I have a ladder that's holding everything in place, and it's falling.
A ladder.
Is there a briefcase at the top?
Help! I need the Hardys or freaking Young
Money
Bucks.
in the bank. Stuff falls out the ladder. Money in the bank.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
we're back.
Carmine's in the chat.
Shouty, what you drink? How do you not know that song, Ed?
No, he knows it. He's just being a dickhead.
I know you played SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 a lot. I can tell.
Thank you. It was a very good game.
That
Oh,
was the best game. After Here Comes the Pain.
here's a thought. Nexus.
Is that...
Wait,
Wait, when
which-
did...
Oh,
That was
yeah.
2010.
Wasn't there like 3 versions all that were weird?
Oh, no! The core.
Oh, who was even in
Ah,
Wade
were
Barrett,
With 2 R's.
Ezekiel Jackson, Heath Slater, and
Justin Gabriel.
fucking
the Dare Wolf.
Oh, Christ.
Flippy Brown Man? Yeah.
What?
He's brown. He's really tan. He's just
He's from South Africa. Leave him alone.
Okay, so the core debuted in January 2011, and then they disbanded in June 2011.
the core.
I feel like the
Didn't they get
core
beat
is
by
our
the
answer.
Apple?
Remember how many theme songs they went for?
We are one, we are one, we are 12. No, that was the Nexus.
That
I
was-
feel like a group called
I've had
the
enough.
Core should not really
I've had
expand.
I mean, it had 4, and then it was only 4 people, but it was 4 people that no one cared about at the time.
The core. There
I
you
like
go.
Ezekiel Jackson. Fuck you.
We're not-
Yes, but did he amount to anything?
No.
I mean,
He
was the
became-
last
he became a
ECW
skull in
WWE
Lucha Underground.
champion.
He had
I mean-
the best theme song.
This
the
is
Brawl
right
for
here
All
what you call domination. It's a combination of skill and concentration.
It's a combination of barely
That's the
being the actual-
occasion. Do something amazing. Everything that I do, I dominate it. I love Big
This
Z.
right here is what you call emancipation. It's a combination.
That went dark.
I'm surprised I didn't make that joke.
This right here is what you call masturbation. It's a combination of skill and ejaculation.
You know
Bill,
what? You
So
know what?
rise to the occasion.
We found our winner. We found our winner. The winner
What, the
is
best theme song?
Yeah, no, yes.
The best tag team of the year, skill and masturbation.
My tears and no. So let's
It's a
go.
combination of Mateus's lubrication.
Dude.
Okay, so I think you know what? I think this conversation is helping us come up with a decisive winner for worst tag team. Congratulations to the core.
I really want to turn on SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 just to hear that song now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's move
I hate
forward. Let's move forward then.
Yeah, what wild card thing are you going to pull out now? What's the category?
Oh, let's go with the best female wrestler.
Or is it diva?
Ah, so my
I can't
Ah.
find my notes. Where are my notes? Shit. Oh, I got it. Yep, carry on.
Hey, can we start with the worst one?
the worst one. Well, my pick are divas.
Oh, there's like a million.
Exactly. There's a plethora of these. It's pretty clear who the best one is. We might as well just go through the worst now.
Okay, so my worst are divas in general.
No, come on. You got to pick one.
I can't, because
Oh,
they were
that's
all
sexist. You're my
terrible.
sexist,
No, they
motherfucker.
weren't.
Ah.
AJ Lee
See, me
was a
and Carmine
diva.
like right here.
Yeah.
All right.
like-
Okay, Kelly.
Carmine read my mind.
Kelly. Well, Carmine in the chat says it too, Kelly.
Okay.
Was she still around
thought that
by
too.
that point?
Oh,
like
shut
she
up.
was.
I like Kelly.
Didn't she leave in like 2008 or something?
Hello.
When did she leave? That's a good question.
All right. Okay.
Was she around?
Okay. All right.
Did she
I got
want
it.
to? Did she want to have a family or something? Ain't that why she left?
Yeah,
I've
good
act-
for her.
I've
She knows
actually-
what she wants.
I've
I
actually
can't
got
remember,
it.
but I'm not sure.
Tamina.
I mean, that was my pick.
She was gonna be, but I had a
Here's
feeling
my
there was
case for
someone worse.
Tamina. All right, here's my case for Tamina. She debuted alongside the Usos. Fun fact. She was their manager. She's been there for more than 10 years. Please name me one of her matches.
The one where her dad nearly got done for murder, and that's why she still has a contract because Vince has weird dirt.
Other than that one.
Kelly and Maria Menounos versus Beth Phoenix and Natalia. Was that a match, or was that Eve Torres with
I mean,
Maria?
Tamina wasn't in that match. That doesn't answer my question.
Tamina.
Let's just name a match.
Melina versus Alicia
The
Yeah, let's do that
Bashams
one.
versus.
That's my point. Tamina is just garbage. Forgettable garbage. Why is she even there other than her dad? Literally. She doesn't bring anything to the table.
Video games.
I mean,
Literally, the only time she ever did anything like that I can remember was when she was AJ Lee's Diesel. And even then, what? You just stood
nothing
next to
came from
AJ
it.
Lee. That was all you ever did.
They should have called her Petrol.
You wanna fucking explain that?
Unleaded.
Unleaded Tamina petrol.
Electric charging point. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, ECP.
Petrol.
Fuck are we doing? Yeah, Tamina's obviously like the worst choice. The choice for worst is what I should say.
Brendan.
Now, I had to ask you guys about some really bad ones earlier, and one of y'all helped me figure out who was the absolute worst, because I can't remember shit that she did other than dance with Brodus Clay. Cameron.
Oh,
girl,
yes.
bye.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
What in the world did she do?
She got put into an armbar by Asuka one time, and it was really cool.
She got mad on Total Divas because she wasn't going to be used at WrestleMania.
Oh my god, she was on Total
thought she
Divas.
was-
Guys, we've forgotten
I
someone.
thought Cameron was gone before Asuka came, though.
No, she was like 2 ships passing in the night. Oh hey, Eva
shit.
Marie.
Yep.
Even Marie was
That
fine.
was my pick.
I would never
Huh.
call her the worst. She was fine.
Then
But-
again.
My pick.
No,
my
hang
pick
on.
for her went 2 ways. She was the worst at that point, but she could have also. She quit before she peaked.
Did Keelan like turn into a robot for everyone else, or was that just
No,
me?
yeah, he definitely did.
He did. I thought I was tripping. I thought I was kicked or something.
Hello.
Hello. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Okay.
Hello. Nice to
That's
see you.
Anna.
To see you. Nice.
Please say your point again.
Okay, so Eva Marie, she was the worst, but she could have been the top heel in the Divas division because she was also pretty damn entertaining, and I loved it when everyone got annoyed about it. So,
I mean,
And
you
Tamina-
feed off other people's
Oh, no.
negativity.
And Tamina has never been entertaining.
Fucking Oksana, though. Goddamn.
Even, I mean, Oksana,
I don't remember shit about her except bangs.
she
Did she have-
was involved in a storyline with the best WWE alumni ever, Teddy Long, and
Holla.
she brought in Antonio Cesaro.
Oh yeah.
Ha.
You
If it
mean
weren't for her,
Cesaro?
we wouldn't have
What is his
Cesaro.
first name?
Oh, sorry, Cesaro. Just Cesaro. No
Yeah,
name
what-
before.
Yeah, what? Yeah, what are first names?
Nah. Okay.
Who's Alexander?
I had a close
I don't know who
second,
that
though.
is.
Oh.
I had a close second pick, and that was Rosa Mendez,
Oh, that's a good one.
who only really kept her job because she had alcoholism and was also kind of maybe dating the Freebird guy, man.
Michael
Michael
Hayes.
Yeah, there you go. So that was weird.
Hmm.
I mean, you all make a good point. I mean, I didn't say Eva Marie. Like, one can never forget the horrors of Eva Marie, but what I will say is, at least, like, remember when the brand split, like, really first, like, happened in 2016? And then she was put on the SmackDown, and she had, like, this 3-week-long gimmick of her being, like, sabotaged on the way to wrestle. Like, she was stuck
I
in
remember her
traffic
top
one
came
week.
off.
And her top came off the other week, and a load of other stuff. That is more entertaining. Those 3 weeks were more entertaining than the entirety of Tamina's 10-year plus run.
Yeah, I
Very
like
true.
the fact that they played up that everyone hated her because she was being pushed to just being good looking, but they actually did something with it, so it made sense.
Exactly.
So-
One can argue that
I
actually
wouldn't-
saves her a little bit.
Okay, so
I still remember when people actually cheered for her for like a week, and then for like a day, and then she fucked it up in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
basically we unanimously are saying that the worst female wrestler of the 2010s was Tamina.
I'm not budging from that.
Yeah,
I will slip.
I'll join in because she's been consistently the worst, and she just won't go away.
Yep.
Congratulations! Ba, ba, ba,
Stop! Stop! For the love of God, stop doing that! Jesus.
Oh, Carmine just literally sent me a message on Facebook saying Lady Tapper.
Oh God, remember her? She has
tall. I remember you saying that a lot.
She has
Lady-
tall.
She has told.
Lady Tapper. Was that a TNA wrestler?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
He
I
was
remember
trying. He was
I still
trying
never
to be
saw what she
awesome.
looked like.
Kong. Really
Yeah.
wasn't.
The only reason I actually remember her name is because it was during a Suplah end of year awards show, where it was the year that Eva Marie ran terror across the entire division, and it was clearly going to be the unanimous winner of Worst Diva. And Andy, for whatever fucking reason, pulls out Lady Tapper as his first pick, and everyone was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? It's Eva Marie." And you were like, "Oh yeah, Eva Marie."
Somebody Google right now and tell me if Lady Tapper still wrestles.
No, she does the MMA now, ironically.
I mean,
What?
that's one of
Yeah,
the
she
same.
did
Yeah,
an MMA fight in, like, Japan.
Oh, she can come back and then fight Ronda Rousey and that other woman, Shayna.
Oh, Jesus Christ. According to Wikipedia, she last worked for Global Force Wrestling.
Selling gold.
Ooh, yes, yo.
My
Andy, look
gold,
up
my
Doja Cat.
gold. Diddle, diddle, diddle.
Andy, I'm looking at the comments. Look up Doja Cat whenever you get a chance to. She's the shit.
Have you heard of Doja Cat?
She ain't a wrestler, but still.
I don't know. Is this like Blue Waffle or something weird?
Doja Cat.
Nah, she's
I've
a-
not even heard of
she's a
her.
singer.
Let's have a look.
Oh, I'm
She's
scared.
a singer. She's pretty dope, too.
Did Andy just say blue waffle?
Do I make you horny, baby?
Oh, this fucking weirdo.
Wait, who's
What is
this?
happening?
Who is this?
She does.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow.
Yeah,
Bitch,
she's a cat.
I'm a cow.
I'm so confused.
What are you talking
Other
about?
than that song, she's dope as hell.
Moo. What, is this the song?
She's the same.
Okay, we need to stop. We need to seriously just stop. We need to get back on
We're
track
making
here.
animal
You
noises
can see
now.
it from the front. Wait till you see it from the back.
Let's just keep
Back, back.
wrestling, shall we?
So,
back,
best female wrestler.
Becky Lynch.
No,
What?
I say all 4 of the horsewomen because quite
No, you
frankly,
gotta pick one.
I
You
don't
got to
care.
pick one.
I just shut up. So basically, the point is.
No, because only 2 are good.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Oh, wait, hang on. That's a good question. Which 2 do you mean?
Me,
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler.
No, that's a different. What are you talking about? I'm
What
talking.
are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about
Oh,
the four
Keelan,
horsemen.
do you mean the four horsewomen or do you mean the four horsewomen? Because they're both named the same fucking thing, Andy. Which one do you mean?
I mean Becky Lynch, Bailey.
Because they all wrestle now.
I mean Becky Lynch, Bailey, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte Flair.
What the fuck is that one? I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah,
That's
what
what
is-
they were
who
called.
are these
the four
women?
horsewomen.
Are they?
Yes, of wrestling.
Wait, no,
yes.
hang on. No, you're.
Aren't they
you're-
just like the NXT clique?
Whatever.
No,
same
hang on.
thing.
You're taking the piss. You don't actually like. You are aware that they have been called the four horsewomen, right?
I haven't watched in a good year, so probably
They
not.
were called the four horsewomen in like 2014.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you not remember the numerous photo shoots they have where they're holding up the four fingers?
What?
This is a thing
you-
that happened.
Are you from this realm?
But
Are you
there
from this
already,
time?
but there already was a four horsewomen, so how can they do that?
Because they just did it anyway.
Well,
That
you
was the
passed
thing.
out until today.
Okay. But you know that the award is best female wrestler, not best weird group that could be another group.
I mean, yeah, that's my point. Like, Andy, you have to pick
Okay.
one.
Okay, fine. I'll pick. I can't believe you didn't know about that.
I didn't know.
Becky Lynch then.
Oh my god. Brendan.
Oh shit. For this, I had.
Sorry,
right.
sorry, Keelan. I can't believe.
I'm
honestly,
having a
that's-
hard time believing that you don't know about this because it's
It's
been so
never
heavily pushed.
Has it?
I can tell how genuine he is.
Have you not heard
It
like
is
the
funny.
rumors over like the multiple years of them doing the four horsewomen versus the four horsewomen?
But they've been fighting each other for like 10 years. How are they in a group?
This is stuff. What the fuck are you saying?
Dying.
They all hate each other.
It's not real. Wrestling isn't real. They don't actually hate each other.
Okay, so they're in a stable back. What is this? The clique? Are they in a weird four horsewomen thing that's not acknowledged?
Yes.
Well, then,
It's
then how,
acknowledged.
what-
What are
Oh
you
my
yelling
God.
I've laughed so
yelling at
hard.
me.
I thought.
Bring back Arn Anderson. Stop this women's revolution bollocks.
Bring in Anderson to beat the shit out of these women who think they can step to the
Fine,
four
bust them
horsemen.
all to hell, damn it.
Damn.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Brendan, what's your pick?
Oh shit. All right. For this, I had two of them. I had Sasha Banks because, I mean, Sasha Banks is the shit. She's had some great
Man.
matches, especially in NXT. That Iron Man match with Bailey is still fire.
Who has been in a
And-
tag team with Bailey, but nobody else because there's no four horsewomen.
He's just gonna go fake news, not real. Like he's just
No, literally, fucking Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks were in a team in NXT.
This is a thing. This four horsewomen thing is a thing.
My other,
And
Them
Charlotte
other
and
picks,
Becky have
I'm not
teamed
sure.
multiple times whilst fighting each other.
Whilst
Bailey
fighting.
and Charlotte. Yes, they've all teamed with each other at various points.
I'll just have to take your word for it. Carry on.
Oh my god, jeez.
So-
What fucking
And my other
more?
pick, even though I'm not sure exactly how long she's been wrestling, Tessa Blanchard.
Ooh, that's a good pick, not WWE related.
Especially, and this is a big deal for me picking her. She's the only diva that I can think of, or women's wrestler period anyway, that is challenging for the male world title.
Yeah, that is true.
That's,
She has been
That's
fighting a
dope
lot
as
of
hell.
men in Impact.
and she's been whooping their asses too.
Didn't once she names their like overall superstar of the year?
I think.
I'm pretty sure
I know she
Impact
got
had
it.
decided that.
I know she got a pin over Brian Cage.
She fucking pinned Brian Cage for fucking mutant steroid.
Hasn't she
Literally
been
Wolverine.
fighting that crazy guy that was in NXT as well?
Sammy Callahan.
Simon Cross.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Oh god, remember him? Remember the hacker who looked like a troll doll?
Computer guy. I thought it
The
was a
computer
potato.
guy who never once touched a computer. Doesn't
and
make
had
sense.
like one match.
But yeah,
Those are my two picks. If I
those
had to
aren't
pick one
bad
though out
picks
of
at
the two
all.
of them, I'd probably go with Tessa.
That's fair. That's a fair call.
So, Keelan,
Okay.
I go for China.
My pick apparently is the leader of the 4 horsewomen, Charlotte.
You're never gonna let this go.
Why did you go for him so hard? He didn't even say anything.
Keelan, come home. I'm sorry, I miss you.
Jesus Christ. You just fucking went for the jugular there with China. Why would you do that to him?
I don't know.
Also, if China was alive and had been wrestling this decade, it probably would be China.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Keelan, I saw an opportunity and I just had to take it. I'm really sorry.
Well, my answer is Charlotte. Why? Because she's good in the ring. There you go.
I was going to say the same thing. A lot of people hate Charlotte, like, for no justifiable reason. She's amazing. Yeah, she's booked poorly, but that doesn't reflect on her in-ring talents at all. People
To
forget
me,
that.
she's the only woman. I don't mean this in a misogynist way, but she's like the only woman that wrestles like a man, if that makes sense. Like, she's just so smooth and strong.
But
Yeah.
no, Becky Lynch is the man.
No.
One thing, I'm not fond of Charlotte's promos. Never have.
I mean, her promos suck, but when she's a heel, she does good heel promos.
But that's why I think Becky should be
However, I'm not gonna act like.
Because, like, that's why Becky should be the winner, because all round, like...
Well, I mean, there's still a lot of
Her
picks we
promos
haven't
either.
addressed yet.
No, okay.
I mean, Heroic Nightgo in the chat says Kairi Sane. Nothing for Kairi Sane, huh?
I haven't.
Maybe
seen enough
next
of
decade.
Kyrie's matches
Yeah,
to say.
maybe.
I haven't seen.
I mean,
enough of
she
her
was
matches, so
like-
I'm-
She was having good matches before she was signed by WWE. Do you not know about Stardom? Of course you don't fucking
well,
know.
Yes, but not really, but yes.
Yes, it annoys me that there's too much
Like,
wrestling.
I watched a documentary
I was gonna
once, and it was good, but I've not got 24 hours in every hour.
Another choice I had because she's always been good ever since I've seen her, Gail Kim. But I don't know when she
Gail
retired.
Kim.
Well, that's a
Like
good
Gail Kim.
point. But when did she retire?
To Google.
2017, I'm pretty sure. 2017, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so she could count for this. I'm still going with Tessa, but the closest thing to her is Gail Kim. So
Oh, actually, that's a
really
good
followed by
point,
Sasha.
because Gail Kim was like... Gail Kim's kind of the leader of the women's revolution in a backwards way.
She was, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
she's always been good.
She had to leave to TNA to make that actually a decent division before anyone even cared about any other companies doing anything like that. So
That is true.
But I feel
Oh,
like...
here's another pick. A lot of people are saying Asuka, which, yeah, that's a solid pick too.
Mm,
That undefeated streak, though.
they killed her too quickly for it to matter.
Yeah, main roster booking hasn't been kind to her at all, but still, she does have that one thing where she's always been the person to beat Becky Lynch.
Let's see if she
That's
can do
always
it
been
again.
the thing. Yeah, they have a match of a Rumble even. And plus, you know,
I'm
Kabuki
not
Warriors
that
with
bad.
Kairi Sane, amazing team.
I
Oh,
do like
here's...
that she wears that like green face paint now. That looks pretty dope.
Oh, yeah, because she does the green mist now. So that's...
I never understood how the mist works.
Don't
Is it
question it.
like a capsule?
Nope, don't question it. It's magic.
Is she?
All
They-
Asian
they-
people have the ability to do it.
It's not that exciting. They just hold some shit in their
Oh,
mouth
shut
until they're ready to spit.
I want to know the secret. Y'all already ruined how barbed wire and shit is for me now. So I need to know about the mist.
Oh, shut
I
up.
need to know the secrets.
Real. It's real. Carmine in the chat says ODB. Who remembers ODB?
I liked ODB.
Was that this decade too? Like, I don't know what was in this.
Shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yay. You know.
No, not the
Never
fuck.
mind.
Not the guy. The girl.
Oh yeah, she was good too.
Was she? Andy, do you remember ODB?
Well,
Remember
I
when
do.
ODB
Brawler.
teamed with Cody Deaner,
Who the
Oh,
fuck-
God. Please don't remind me.
and they were like
When
redneck
she-
people?
wasn't she like married to Eric Young in storyline?
Probably.
Yes, she was.
something.
And they were women's tag team champions together.
She used to hit people in the face with her huge boobs.
So she could have actually won about 3 of these awards.
Brilliant.
Yeah, she
I
could.
mean, for me, it's just Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Like, it's obvious, but I don't know about anyone else.
So I think
I say Charlotte. She's the most well-rounded and is just consistently great.
I say Becky. So Brendan, it's up to you.
Well, he picked Sasha.
I'm sticking with Tim.
Okay, so basically by unanimous decision, the winner is Becky Lynch.
Come on.
No one said Bailey out of the 4 horsewomen, huh? No love for Bailey.
The best butt out of all of them.
I mean, yes, but it's not a fucking butt of a decade contest.
We were
You wanna
supposed to
win
do that, but nah, y'all want to be all politically correct and shit.
So,
I mean, we could do it if you want. It's clear who the winner is what I'm saying.
Clear. Kiera Hogan. There we go.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not even sure who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
It's Hulk Hogan's black daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Exactly who she is.
Should we quickly move on to
Sure.
event of the decade?
Oh my god.
Event.
Yes.
Okay.
The one
So
event,
a single show.
a
Okay.
single show. Now I pick 2 picks because I wasn't sure. That's the story of this episode.
When Andy lost the streak.
That was a good day. But the other thing is,
I didn't know that was televised live.
oh, it was live.
I hope to God
Right,
it wasn't.
My girlfriend is sat next to me. Thank God I'm wearing headphones.
Oh, shuck it. Okay.
Oh, shuck it. Not like that. No, don't take my headphones and start listening to the show. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Don't mention anything bad, people. So, my event of the decade is WrestleMania 30. Here's why.
Yeah, sure.
When you
Why
look
not?
When you look at the grand scheme of wrestling, like everything kind of evolves around that somewhat. And yes, Cesaro winning the Battle Royal didn't really go anywhere, but it was still a good moment. The Undertaker's streak came to an end. The Shield destroyed the New Age Outlaws and Kane. You had the Daniel Bryan ascending after being held down.
I mean, you're forgetting the most important bit of the show, the Vicky Guerrero Invitational Battle Royal.
We ignore many aspects of it, including that.
And when Orton RKO'd himself onto a TV.
that was great. But I can't remember a WrestleMania of this decade where I walked out of it thinking that was really good, and like I saw that live, and then I saw it like on repeat. And I remember being at university and watching that show and thinking that was amazing. So maybe it's got that nostalgia part to it, but for me, that show was just pretty much spot on. Besides from that battle royal, and Randy Orton RKOing himself onto a TV.
That was funny.
But it was funny. So
But it was very funny when he fucked up his back. Ha 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 ha.
Soz. But the other choice...
Paralysis.
The second choice for me is All In.
God, yeah.
And the reason being...
Why wouldn't it be All In?
Because that event means so much historically, and the event was really good, and it was completely independent, and it had a WrestleMania feel to it without being WrestleMania. That's the thing for me that makes
Remind me of some of the matches, because I don't actually remember
I
any.
have sort of the same picks as Andy, but I forgot what order all of these AEW events were in. So I'm just like, one of the AEW events was the best of the year. Decade.
Remind me of some of the matches that
all
All In.
out, and then Full Gear.
Okay, so some of the matches include Matt Cross against MJF.
Oh, that fucking guy.
This was the pre-AEW
Yeah,
event.
this was pre-AEW.
Nah, fuck that one.
What? This also had Cody against Nick Aldis, where Cody Rhodes won the NWA title. It had Kenny Omega against Penta El Zero. It had Okada against Marty Scurll.
Oh, I remember that match.
It had Tessa Blanchard on it against Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, and Madison Rayne.
It had Road Warrior Animal on a motorbike.
Did it really?
Did it?
Yeah. He came out and said hello.
He came out and said hello.
And it also had.
Brum brum. Hello, I'm Animal. You may remember me. This is AEW. Brum brum.
From such tag teams as LOD, LOD 2000, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, the one with puke,
and
Heidenreich.
But they're the two events for me. So.
Yeah.
Brendan, go.
My event of the decade is starting to look a lot worse now that I'm actually looking at the matches.
Do it, I dare you. I dare you.
Taboo Tuesday.
Yeah, no. Surprisingly, I was going to go with WrestleMania 34 simply for the fact that I was there. And apparently being at WrestleMania makes you forget at a bunch of the dumb shit that actually happened on that show.
Wasn't that the one where was main evented by Brock and Roman?
Yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Beach Ball Mania.
Yeah, I mean, some of the other matches had to have been good, right?
Yeah, like Undertaker versus John Cena. That was the best.
Oh,
match
yeah,
I've
that
ever
was a
seen
really
Taker
cool
have.
thing, actually. Some
Yeah,
people shit on
Daniel
that, but I
Bryan.
actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was Daniel Bryan's return match. Him and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Oh, that's
Ronda
true.
Rousey's debut.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah,
Then
that mixed tag. It was with Kurt Angle,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
That was great.
Triple H and Steph. Oh, and the opening match, who could forget this? Seth Rollins versus The Miz and Finn Balor for the Intercontinental title.
Yes. That was so good.
That was a great match, but now I'm seeing shit like Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Rusev for the United States title, and I forgot that even happened.
Yeah, no.
Apparently Jinder
Forget
won
it.
that shit.
Wait, did
Yeah,
he?
So, yeah, apparently.
I thought I
so
could have
I'm
sworn
actually-
Randy won that.
Nah, he walked in as champ, but he definitely walked.
Oh, yeah, he walked
Ouch.
in as the champ. Oh, fuck that match.
However, wasn't this the Usos' first WrestleMania? Like, where they actually got to be on the main show? They got an entrance and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, like, John Cena's day one-ish was hype as hell in the whole fucking arena, and I loved every second of that.
Yeah, they earned that moment. 100%.
Yeah. But the one I'm looking at, it's not that bad, but it's not as great as I was remembering.
I mean, you were there, so it has a special place for yourself.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
probably
fault
one of the best weekends
We
I've ever had.
permit special places for ourselves in these awards.
Yes.
And yet no one fucking nominates themselves in Brawl. I wonder why.
However,
Because
they
we don't
did
watch
have
them.
AJ
What?
Styles.
Because you don't watch
Shinsuke.
it.
I
Y'all
watch it.
remember that? Y'all remember AJ versus Shinsuke in WrestleMania, not in Wrestle Kingdom?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't remember shit about that except the low blow at the end of it.
I remember it being an okay match beforehand. That's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
not
bet.
bad. WrestleMania 34 wasn't a terrible event. It was just, it wasn't WrestleMania 30.
No, it was the other one in New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly.
The other one.
Keelan!
So mine kind of follows Andy's trajectory. I went with Mania 30 because it just had the culmination of the whole Daniel Bryan authority thing, which for that time period was probably the best point in time. You also had the shocking Undertaker loss to Brock Lesnar, which was like, oh my God, what the fuck's happening? You can't do that. So that was quite historic. But I'm also tied with AEW. I can't pick a specific pay-per-view, but just the cluster of recent AEW events. I've actually just enjoyed sitting down, having a beer, and being like, oh, I'm watching wrestling, and it's fun again. So I don't really know. But 30 is definitely up there.
That's completely fair. I have to go with Wrestle Kingdom 9.
What was that, Sam?
It was my first ever New Japan big show.
Was that AJ Styles?
Yeah, AJ Styles fought Tetsuya Naito. Shinsuke Nakamura had his amazing match against Kota Ibushi.
Did it get
Tanahashi and Okada had one of their legendary matches there.
did it get 6 stars from Dave Meltzer in the Tokyo Dome?
Is that a legitimate question? Do you want to know?
No, I'm taking the piss.
No, you're taking the piss, aren't you? You fuck. Jesus Christ! It was a debut of Kenny Omega.
Kenny.
Kenny Omega.
God, I hate Kenny.
Oh, for fuck's
Kenny, what?
sake!
What'd you say?
Kenny.
Kenny!
Yeah.
Liger's retired.
Kenny
Liger, we
Omega.
can't say Liger anymore.
We
Liger!
can. We just keep saying it. Liger.
Liger!
Are you having fun making fun of Japanese wrestling?
No.
No, this is endearing. This is support.
Is it endearing? You sound like you're taking the piss.
Anyway, the point is that
Nani?
what? So that's
Nani?
so that's your pick, Brendan.
I'm not done. I'm not done yet. Let me finish. For Christ's
Calm
sake.
down.
Jesus Christ.
Continue.
No, that event was good. It introduced me to New Japan, which changed my perspective on wrestling. It doesn't have to be shit all the time. And this was at the time where I was trying so very hard to convince my friends to watch this new wrestling product that I'd found and thought was pretty cool. Does that sound familiar, Andy?
Yes.
Watch AEW, Sam. It's great.
It's the best thing ever.
Oh, moving on. Speaking of things.
Some things
Yeah.
will never change.
Some things will never change, indeed. But yeah, that was probably my event of the decade, only because it introduced me to a whole load of new things. However, WrestleMania 30 is it is WrestleMania 30. It's the big show that changed everything.
The showcase of the Immortals.
The icon of it, by God, I'm Vince McMahon.
Freddie Blassie clip opening a big door.
Andre the Giant, WrestleMania.
The boy
WrestleMania.
had dreams,
Hulkamania
even though
is
he's
running
40 years
wild.
old.
Yes, people, I don't want to make it. Yes, man.
By the way, the
world is watching.
Congo.
The-
No, wrong thing.
the WrestleMania 17 intro. To this day, I'm not entirely sure what the hell it still means, because it's just like
What are you talking about?
Where there's people in barnyards watching on TVs and stuff.
it's clearly there's no electricity in that building, and they're watching WrestleMania.
And then it goes to like Japan or some weird, like I don't know, in the desert somewhere, and they're dancing around WrestleMania on television.
They're dancing around a tree, and then the narrator is like, WrestleMania, a celebration of life. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm
Do you know-
sorry, I
you
think
know
I
what?
got lost at some point. What are we talking about?
I think it was a piss take of the
Apparently
World
WrestleMania
Wildlife
17.
Fund that they were they were like in the lawsuit with the other WWFs. So they're like, hey, well, we're a charitable organization too. Look at us.
Fucking
Am I
pandas.
having a stroke? Why is no one explaining what we're talking about?
Apparently WrestleMania 17.
The intro video
that
to
I've never seen.
WrestleMania 17 was
When?
absurd.
How did we get there?
I don't know. Ask
I
Andy.
don't know.
I don't know. You
We're in-
started
we're
doing
in this room
intros,
and
and I
now
was
we're
like,
over here.
WrestleMania for some reason.
17.
It's the best
Like,
WrestleMania of the decade.
Over 15 years ago.
No.
I can still
Fuck,
get it
Andy.
for $9.99 on the network, Mago.
So, okay,
That's not
congratulations.
the best WrestleMania at all.
Congratulations to WrestleMania 30. You are.
We have a contribution in the chat,
WrestleMania
actually.
porn.
We have a contribution in the chat for best event.
Okay, what's that?
Ooh.
Suplah Brawl Sacrifice. The first was good. The first time Andy Kwan defeated Brock Lesnar, says Heroic Nyko.
That was a very good show, yes.
Isn't it great when people mention Suplah Brawl?
Oh god, I thought Stone Cold did that one.
You did. I beat Triple
I
H.
got to fight my hero. I should have retired after that. I got to fight my hero.
No, you shouldn't retire because you've
But then I
got big
fought our
things on
truth,
the
so that was
horizon.
good enough.
Exactly.
I fought our truth. That was a good highlight of my career.
You did fight R-Truth. That was funny. You weren't even
The guy
meant
who I was
to.
even mad at that time.
Son of Derek, I think.
Fuck it, it was worth it to fight R-Truth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I really liked City of the Stupid, personally.
So WrestleMania
I like the one where I
13.
became
Jesus fucking Christ, Andy! Do you have anything to say about Super Brawl?
Yes, I want to be...
I'm keeping quiet out of respect because I have no real input.
Well, I watch the shows, and I'm so so Liam is no longer in the Brawl. Is that correct?
Hey, he quit after he lost to King Jobber, Captain Suplah.
That makes sense.
Did I fight Goldberg yet?
That's coming next at
Well,
Sacrifice 3.
I'll definitely watch that one because I chose that match.
You did choose that match.
How are you like doing this? Because 2K20 doesn't work.
Oh, if only you knew, Andy.
Oh
if
yeah,
only you knew.
my sister bought me that game for Christmas, and I took it back.
That's
Dick.
a horrible thing to do.
It's not a horrible thing.
No,
to
it's not
do.
a horrible thing to do at all. It was the only correct thing to do, actually.
Yeah, she
I think you're
wasted.
fine.
She wasted money on a game.
She wanted
that
to buy you something, Andy, and you hurt her feelings.
She
Yeah, and
wasted
she
money.
bought the wrong thing.
She bought something that's broken, that doesn't
And-
work.
Andy, do you remember that Simpsons episode with Bone Storm? Where at the end, Marge buys Bart
Also,
the Carvalho's pudding challenge.
Would you like to play again? You have chosen no.
It's like the time. It's like the time my dad went to India and he's like, "Oh, my son likes wrestling, so I'm going to a dodgy Indian market and I will buy him a T-shirt." And it had like AJ Styles, Goldberg, The Undertaker, and like just people from all sorts of random eras. And it's like American wrestling superstars. And I'm like, "Oh, thank you, Daddy. I will wear it as soon as possible."
I mean, to be fair, those three names have all competed at the same event now, so maybe it was a prediction of the future.
Maybe
Was this Saudi Arabia?
Oh, speaking of, worst show of the decade. This
Oh.
was easy.
You think so, but it really, really isn't.
I mean, yes, WrestleMania 27 is a contender, but
WrestleMania 32.
yeah, 32 wasn't great.
Are we doing worst event or worst
WrestleMania
promotion?
31 was kind of
We're doing worst event, for sure. Worst promotion is a separate one.
Okay.
Worst event has to be... Like, are we all in agreement that it's the Saudi shows? Not just one, all of them?
All
I
of
will
them,
agree
but
with
especially
that,
the
but
one where Undertaker and Goldberg were like murdering each other,
Yep.
and then they all got stuck in a plane and won't admit that they were held hostage.
So
Oh, it's true.
I feel like this is the quickest round in history, so I don't even feel like we need
Not
to...
I
entirely.
mean, let's just throw out a couple of different names for the sake of variety, shall we?
Okay, go, Brendan.
Any gimmick pay-per-view.
Any
Why?
gimmick pay-per-view? That's like half of them.
Exactly. Why they only have like one match named after this entire show? You sit through an entire Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, you see maybe one Hell in a Cell match ends at the middle of the card.
That is true. Hey, Carmine in the chat says Victory Road 2011. Jeff Hardy high off his ass against Sting.
Oh, that's my
I
pick
agree.
for worst match.
I agree.
I agree. That's what Sting said to the people chanting bullshit.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
fair.
confused.
That's
We've got
fucking
worst
sanity.
event, worst promotion, and worst match, and we're all saying things that cross
Okay,
over.
let's stick with event. Oh no, shit. Let's stick, with event. Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
It took like 10
You're
minutes
okay.
to throw his t-shirt into the crowd.
Oh yeah, he did like just worst match. Save that for worst match, all right? Worst promo. Wasn't that like the show where something like there was someone who shouted out about their vagina or something? Wasn't
You
that?
have a vagina!
No, not that one. The other one.
Well, I don't know.
Like,
The other one.
someone got kicked in the vagina or something, and then they were like, "My vagina."
Oh no, wait. That was Shelly Martinez.
No, that was a dream.
That was Shelly Martinez, and I think that was just like an episode of Impact, and she just literally yells out, "My vag!"
Or am I thinking of There is an Impact. Fucking hell! There was a TNA fucking show
It was
where
an
like
Anthem Owl event.
it was an
it
Anthem
was.
Owl
It
event.
was Shelly Martinez, and she just yells out, "My vag," as loud as humanly possible.
I'm thinking of Jenna Maraska, where the camera went into her vagina.
No, that was in like.
What?
That wasn't in this decade. I'm sorry.
Was that not?
No, that
What
was
kind
the
of
last
wrestling were y'all
decade.
watching?
Oh, that was 2009. Okay, it was a Victory Road event. That's where I got. That's where I
Wasn't
got
she
confused.
facing Charmel?
Charmel, Queen Charmel.
My vag.
Oh, Queen Charlotte. Why
Or,
didn't you just say
or
that?
Paisley, if you're up on your WCW.
No,
Who?
no, I'm not Keelan.
Paisley! That is who Charmel is.
Oh.
Paisley, damn it. That is her name.
Isn't that like a
Paisley.
herb? Oh, that was parsley. Sorry.
Nah, Paisley's a designer
Oh, oregano
band,
versus basil.
Oh, what's that match?
Paisley's the design that bandanas always are.
Okay, so who hasn't done their picks? I've lost track.
What are we even picking?
We're picking worst show.
Worst event.
Worst event. Okay.
I mean, Stussy in the chat says Royal Rumble 2014 and 2015. Is that because of Roman Reigns
Yes.
and Batista?
And Batista.
I mean, it's hard to judge a Royal Rumble pay-per-view based off a Rumble match by itself, because let's be real for a sec. You have other good matches that are Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Oh, Carmine says Google for card for TLC 2011. Really terrible. Was that the one where it was tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs?
No, I think that was 13.
No,
Yeah,
it
there was
wasn't.
1 year where they had like
Tables, ladders, chairs, stairs, ropes,
Something.
mats.
No,
Guardrails.
that wasn't.
Something's
But
telling me 2011 is the one with Del Rio, Cena, and somebody.
no,
I might be
I'm looking
completely
at it
wrong.
now.
Oh my
the
no.
main
god.
the
Wait.
main event of TLC 2011 was CM Punk against Alberto Del Rio and The Miz.
Oh, it was Punk.
And for some
Oh,
reason,
yeah, he
it
was
had
champion then.
Cody Rhodes versus Booker T.
For the Intercontinental title
Yes.
when they was beefing for some reason. Did Booker T win that match?
Oh,
No.
No.
well, I've got a pick instead of Saudi
Oh,
Arabia.
Sledgehammer
What's
match. Oh my god.
Oh, the
Fight
sledgehammer on the
Factory
thing.
Wrestling in Home Nightclub.
Oh yeah.
The event that turned me and Andy off for life.
Yeah.
What
there's-
happened with that?
Okay, so
I
there-
can't even remember.
okay, there was an event that I dragged my girlfriend to, and she's sat right in front of me.
Yeah,
No,
you've
we
already
went.
said that.
We went again after that because
Oh, yeah, we did.
for some reason, we keep thinking it will get better.
Yeah, so
It's the
basic-
same with big
Hopeful.
wrestling, basically.
So it's just a local independent company, and we went a second time after like an event at this nightclub. I don't know how many people were there, but I can't say
About 10, and 3 of them were friends with the wrestlers and were obnoxiously chanting the right things. And I was just like, just shut up, please shut up.
So that's too obscure though. So I
Oh, that's not stopped anyone else before, though, has it?
no.
Being too obscure.
But we
Okay.
can't talk bad about them because Andy might be working for them.
That's not.
Damn,
true.
how come y'all got wrenches and I don't? Ain't that a bitch?
Is that happening?
Wrench?
I don't know.
Back on track,
Damn,
maybe?
I want a wrench.
Can we go back on track, maybe?
Can I get a wrench?
What are you talking about wrenches?
I want a wrench.
Why do you
You and
want?
Carmine got wrenches. I want a wrench.
Who's a wrench? What's a
Do
wrench?
you need to fix something?
Yeah, I need a wrench. I need to fix. Why the fuck my name ain't blue like y'all's is in the comments?
Okay, in the
Oh,
chat. That's 'cause
in the
I
chat.
want a wrench.
I don't know how
Because
to
you're
give
not-
you one.
You're not a moderator, that's why.
I want a motherfucker.
I don't know how to do that.
Can we
Oh
all
my
just
God.
let's all just agree
But I'm on a goddamn wrench.
Saudi Arabia was the worst thing.
Fuck this.
Let's move on.
Don't quit. We're in the middle of a show.
Okay.
Brendan.
Get my
Okay.
match later.
Okay, what did
I'll get my
Keelan
match
say?
later then.
Saudi Arabia was the worst show.
Yep, congrats.
Which one? All of them. Stop. Next one. Go. Go,
Alright.
go, go.
we go. So the next
Don't
one.
die. Go.
Don't die, please.
So the next, where are we here?
What have we done so
Hurry up,
far?
today,
Yeah, this is why I shouldn't have done them in a random order.
Just fucking really?
I'll learn. Alright, what about the best feud and the worst feud?
Now, feud can also mean storyline, right?
Yes, go on
Okay, cool, because that helps me out a lot.
Because I have a pick.
Oh, do you?
Ooh, my pick is
Ooh.
CM Punk versus John Cena for Money in the Bank. That feud.
Ooh. Ooh, why?
Because it transcended wrestling.
Stop talking like that.
Okay.
Did you turn into a ghost? I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, He's
I'm
dead now.
surprised.
He's dead. He's a ghost.
So basically, for me, that is the best feud because, like, when Punk left with the title, if we ignore the rest of that summer of Punk, great. Because I remember going out in my hometown and people were asking me, what is going on with CM Punk? Did he leave with the title? And and people who had not watched wrestling for a number of years were like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. What is happening? And it was probably one of the last times, I guess, now in wrestling where you can actually make the people who are completely jaded by this actually believe in what's happening. And that feud between Cena and Punk was phenomenal. The promos were phenomenal. The match at Money in the Bank was phenomenal. The finish was great. I can't think of another match that had that kind of level of intrigue from the majority of the planet.
I forgot that was this decade, to be honest.
Carmine in the chat says, if we ignore the rest of that storyline, it's the best storyline. Andy Kwan.
An
2020.
Andy original.
Yeah.
I
I want
think
that
Kevin
on
Nash
t-shirt.
was involved, though.
Yeah, I said ignore that bit, damn it.
Yeah, but how can you say that about a
And then he lost
storyline?
it to
Like,
Del
if you
Rio.
ignore
Because
the
the-
bad
no, because
parts,
the
it's a
feud-
really good part.
He
Because
forced himself to
ignore
have
this-
two left legs for our entertainment. Give Kevin Nash credit.
The
I don't
feud.
give a shit.
If
The
you ignore the
feud.
storyline, it's the best storyline.
Yeah, but the feud. I'm talking about the actual feud itself between Cena and Punk. That was the best of the decade.
Okay, specifically, yeah. That
Really?
is fair.
Brendan,
That was
go.
at the start of a decade, though. Has there really been nothing since then? Has there been nothing at the precious AEW?
Oh, don't be a twat.
Shit, I got one.
Chris
way better
Jericho
than that
versus
Money in the Bank match.
limousines.
Chris Jericho versus Bubbly. Shut up.
I got a match that's better than that, Andy.
What's that?
Kofi versus the odds. Kofi the Kingston overcame everything just last year to finally become the fucking champion.
Great
He
story.
went through all that bullshit Vince put him through, went through
Mhm.
all that shit Daniel Bryan put him through, and then he ended up celebrating with his kids in the
Damn
ring with the new belt and the new day, baby. And he's the reason why I got that fucking belt.
Yep, that's a fair pick.
Yeah, fair enough. Keelan.
Skeelan.
So I went with the original version of basically what Brendan just said, and that's the Daniel Bryan versus Authority feud.
Mm-hmm. Voidstorm in the chat agrees with that point.
I mean, I hated it to begin with because everyone was like, they're just burying him. But then,
I was that
Oh
guy.
my god, I
Seemed like
remember
it
the
was never
Super
gonna
shows. Every fucking week, Andy was like, he's getting buried. This is the worst thing that's ever happened in human history.
He's
But then
fucked forever.
but then he won at WrestleMania, and he basically defined that whole era. So if it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't be getting all these NXT guys that came after him. So I think it's
Very
quite
good point.
important.
That is very important. That's a very good point.
I'm willing to change my pick
Surprise.
to that.
Ooh.
I would a close second is Gargano and Ciampa,
Ooh,
but
that's a
I
hot
feel
pick.
like that was too recent. But it's up there anyway.
So
Oh,
that was too recent, but Kofi versus Bryan wasn't.
Who versus
How-
Ciampa? Oregano?
Gargano. No, Jonathan or Gargano.
Oregon?
Gargano. Jonathan Garganothan.
Or as I used to think he was called
that
because I
boring
only
dude.
saw him in EWR, Johnny Garango.
Johnny Go Mango.
Wait. Oh, yeah, the modern Bret Hart because he's born.
Oh, shut
Oh,
up.
shut up.
I don't like Gargano either. Gargano's... Yeah.
Oh my god, the chat is on fire. Holy shit. Voidstorm says, real hot take here. Miz versus Ziggler, title versus career.
Ooh, that was a great match. And
No,
feud.
But
Oof.
they,
I like the promo.
wait. They both still have careers, so who won the title?
Ziggler
Wait,
won the title.
Ziggler.
Miz.
Won the
Oh.
IC title. Wasn't it like
Ooh,
Backlash?
ooh.
That was the main event of that show too. They opened
It
with
was.
the WWE title.
No,
Amazing.
And with the WWE title match, that was different. I like that.
some guy called No Akimbo in the chat.
There's some guy.
He
Some
says
guy.
he says Zayn versus Owens, and I think that's a good take because if you look at the Ring of Honor
That
stuff,
actually,
That was
that went
boring.
into Ring of Honor, didn't it? But what the fuck? Excuse me? What are you saying? That was
It was all they
boring.
did. They came out and fucking and they came out and did that bullshit hockey fight thing every fucking time they fought each other.
That's
Oh,
And that
That's-
shit came of it.
stop.
What? What are you talking about? You
Damn
were
thing
mad
came
that
of
they came out to the ring and fought each other? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm just mad they came out and it was the same thing. They literally grabbed the back of each other's heads. Forearm. That's it. That's all I remember their matches being. And then somehow
Because they're fighting.
Welcome to Japan.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch that shit either.
But that stems all
Breaking
the
my
way.
heart. Yeah.
If you ignore him for 2
I'm
seconds,
sorry.
this stems.
I'm honest.
If you ignore the outlier for a second.
it stems all the way back to Ring of Honor. I mean, El Generico's not Sami Zayn. What are you talking about? But the point is, it stems all the way back to then. And I think when Owens came to NXT, that was amazing with that feud there.
Yep.
And then on the main roster, it actually wasn't too bad. It's probably the weakest of the three of those incarnations of that rivalry.
Yeah, but at the same time, their match of, I think it was Battleground in 2016, was probably the best, of that night, of that show.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the main event.
So I mean, this has to be an honourable mention because it's actually been going on for 10 years.
It has been.
So
Ooh.
Whatever. Is it my turn?
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Broken Matt Hardy.
Aha.
That whole storyline actually put TNA in people's good books for the first time in what feels like forever.
And they
It
fucked
actually-
it up.
Well, yes, they fucked it up, but they fuck up everything anyway. Can we just ignore that part?
We did a reaction video to that.
Wonderful.
That was dope.
Yeah, we did reaction videos to both final deletions, and it was probably the most fun I've ever had editing stuff, and I still go back and watch them, and I'm like, oh my god, this is funny and entertaining. And then, when it came to WWE, everyone was like, holy shit, it's an extraordinary xylophone. It's...
Senor Benjamin!
Senor Benjamin, ay Dios mío. It saved a tag team. It saved two careers in Matt and Jeff, who at that point were pretty much loathed by everybody on the internet.
I think it saved TNA.
It saved the fucking company. It was literally the best thing they had going for them for so long.
It saved the Rock and Roll Express.
It somehow saved the Rock and Roll Express.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
One
I guess
gotta
Matt
argue
Hardy's
that
not the chief
storyline
guy.
as a whole, saved a portion of wrestling, and it made people remember that wrestling is fucking stupid. It's so dumb. Wrestling
Well,
is
let me
stupid.
tell you something. I'm Jim Cornette, damn it, and it's
My
the
God,
Outlaw
bucket
Mud
of
Show.
fried chicken in Kentucky or whatever the fuck he said. I don't know. what the
Didn't
fuck he
Jeff
said.
Hardy go into a lake and come out as Willow?
Yes, he did. It was
That
great.
shit was
He
dope.
went
I
into the
loved
lake of reincarnation. And Shannon Moore got put into it, and he came out as not Shannon Moore, fucking Greg Helms got put into the lake of reincarnation, and he came out as the fucking dancing guy from WCW.
Aha! Amazing.
Yeah,
Like, the reincarnation was dope.
So
yeah, and then he came out as the Hurricane. Fucking the whole
Hey,
broken
back.
thing is like the most fun I've had with wrestling in a fucking long time. And I've not really had that much fun since, to be honest.
Well, that's why they were my tag team of the decade as well.
Okay, so we're basically saying feud of the decade is either Kofi winning the title or Bryan winning the title.
No one's budging to the broken story.
All right, should we just have a joint winner because we're running out of time?
Oh, I want to go to bed soon.
So,
Carmine mentions Ibushi and Omega. Yes, of course, but y'all don't know, so fuck it. Someone say something, for the love of God.
your winner
What's the
is
next?
Kofi and Bryan.
Stop the fucking singing after every fucking... Shut up! Stop it! Next one. Go.
So, should we do a quick fire round?
Go, just fucking go! Go!
Okay. Best match of the decade and worst match of the decade. So for me, the best match of the decade is Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Batista. And my worst is the Royal Rumble where Roman Reigns won it, or Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon.
Oh, God. Oh, we didn't do
Anything
worst
with Bret
story.
Hart.
Oh, we didn't do worst story. Hang on, we didn't do worst story.
Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble.
Rewind.
Rewind.
Okay.
Worst storyline of feud.
Corbin versus Kurt Angle. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was. Hang on, I'm gonna say
that's
it.
awful.
Corbin versus anybody.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
I had two of them.
Or maybe Lana
Carter.
and Lashley, maybe.
Oh, that's so fun. That's so stupid and fun.
Is it?
What about
Okay. What about Brie
AJ
versus
Styles versus
Nikki?
Dixie?
Oh, Brie
That
versus
was my
Nikki.
second choice.
That was bad.
Okay.
I wish you had died in the womb.
I wish you died in the womb.
Oh.
You know
Here's
what?
another pick though. Jinder Mahal winning the WWE
Oh
Championship.
god, that's it. Ding ding ding. We have a winner.
We're going to be here all night because there's been a lot of shit.
Yeah. So okay.
Oh,
Well,
which was the most
Yeah,
shit?
there was a lot of shit.
Jinder Mahal winning the title.
Jinder Mahal winning the
Nikki
title.
versus Brie.
Keelan.
I'm trying to find what I said. What did I even say? Corbin retiring Kurt Angle. You can't do that.
No, Jinder Mahal winning the title was literally the worst.
Yeah, that was funny though because everyone got angry. And
I mean, it was funny. You could say the same
I give
about
Jinder a pass because I
Corbin
didn't have to
retiring
listen to
Angle. That's hilarious.
No, because Angle's legitimately like a legend.
Oh, yeah,
Jinder winning a
WWE
title.
Championship just means fuck all, right?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, stop. Get some help.
I see Keelan's point, but like, Jinder winning was no. That God no.
It literally like turned me off wrestling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
It was the modern day Maharaja.
Okay, so
then they brought back the Punjabi prison.
exactly
Cutting
just
promos against Shinsuke.
Yeah.
and then the stupid Great Khali coming back for one night.
Yeah, because I couldn't think of a way to have
Never to
Jinder
be
win
seen
a match.
again.
Okay, let's not harp on the bad times. This will
So,
be it forever.
Okay, so the winner of the worst feud or storyline of the decade is Jinder Mahal winning the WWE Championship.
Good.
Congratulations. So, match of the decade, I went with Bryan, Orton, and Batista. And my worst
I went
was
with-
Bret Hart versus Vince, or
Yep.
Roman winning the Rumble.
Brendan.
My best was either Kofi versus Bryan at WrestleMania 35 or Goldberg versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 33. And the worst,
Interesting. That's a hot take for best one.
it was
My
dope. It was
best
what that
match.
match of 20 should have been.
That is fair. I mean, it wasn't even a bad match. It was a good storytelling like thing.
Yeah.
Though I
Beautiful.
personally put their Survivor Series match before that one just for shock value of Goldberg winning.
Oh, God, of course. But still.
And what's your worst?
WrestleMania. I thought they were going to underperform. My worst is Undertaker versus Goldberg because I almost saw both of them die.
Yep.
That's a fair point.
Well, I mean, one of them's already dead, technically. One of them's already dead, so...
Well, he almost died again.
he died for real, almost.
Yeah,
That nigga is dead. D-U-D.
I think that could be a winner.
I mean, yeah, that's my nomination for worst. Unless anyone has any other fucking options.
No, I think that's it.
Well, my best match was Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes.
No, very good pick. Very good pick.
I
When did
found
that
that to be a very emotional match. I can't remember what AEW event that was.
Oh, it was AEW.
Double
Because
or
they
nothing?
fought in... did they fight in WWE as the Dust Brothers?
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought that's what you were referring to.
Fastlane.
Oh, no. This had,
Fastlane.
like,
Ugh.
legit emotion, and when they started bleeding, it was the first time they'd actually done blood anywhere in a long time. I was legitimately like, oh, fuck. They're actually bleeding,
That
guys.
was a
Oh
lot
my
of blood. I thought
It's almost as if blood should be
I thought that
used
was all
sparingly as a
okay.
good storytelling device.
Yes. So that was my best match. And the bit afterwards where it's like, I need a tag team partner. I don't need a tag team partner. I need a brother. Let's cry together like strong men do.
And dress up as weird gold people.
So
And my worst match of the decade was the Jeff Hardy is shit-faced and Sting has to try and pin him.
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
fair point.
Many bad matches. Which one should we go for?
Well, I've not said any of my nominations yet, Andy.
Well, go ahead, Sam.
dick.
I'm
I thought
legitimately
you did.
surprised that no one has said Cena versus Punk for match of the decade. At Money in the Bank.
Because Cena was in the match.
It was a great... Oh, fuck off. Cena's a good wrestler.
blah, blah.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. Flame War. Oh, come on. Either
I'd
bad
rather
or-
watch Buff Bagwell versus Booker T on Raw.
Well, you've got mental problems.
I legitimately do. That's why I force myself to watch this shit over and over.
What's your worst, Sam?
Is Undertaker versus Goldberg or that one really, really bad Elimination Chamber match for the Intercontinental Championship?
Oh god, yeah.
Or what with the
Uh,
really bad Elimination Chamber design?
Is that
No, it was the one
Was that
where
the one
Mark
where Mark
Henry's
Henry
pod
came
broke
in
open early. Yeah, his pod broke
Oh,
open
I
early
didn't
and
know
no one
what
knew
to
what to do.
like Ryback threw somebody into it? Then he was like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Yeah, it was literally like watching a fucking indie match where something didn't happen
Yo.
the way it was supposed to. Like, you're
Yo, Mark
professionals!
Henry.
You're the
And I-
biggest
like,
company in the
I-
world!
I
How
love
do you
how-
not account for this?
I love how his lights went off as
Yo.
well.
Yeah.
Somebody
Mark
gonna get
Henry-
stuck in a pod and not move out the pod even though we can. Somebody gonna break your neck.
Mark Henry got out. Yo, Mark Henry got out that pod like, "Alright, I'ma head out."
I'm gonna head up.
Okay, so the consensus may well be, from what I'm getting, is Goldberg versus The Undertaker at Super Showdown.
There's no consensus in any of these.
What do you think we
And-
are? Some kind of awards show?
Andy just decides what the consensus is.
He
I'm not-
decides quickly so that he can go to bed by 10 because he's an old
Well,
man.
the consensus is the Heart Foundation versus the British Bulldogs in 1953.
Okay, what does everybody want?
I want a burger.
I don't know,
Like
a
some
cheese
fries.
cheese sandwich would be nice.
That's the worst.
What is best match? We haven't decided best match.
Okay, so best match. What does everybody think?
Cena versus
I-
Punk.
Cody versus the other Rhodes, man.
Dustin.
That's the one.
Yeah, can't even remember. his name.
Kofi versus Brian.
Brandon, what was yours?
He said Kobe versus Brian.
Kofi versus Brian.
Okay.
Brendan speaks. Brendan,
Said it
what
with the
did
voice of God.
So, I'll go for Kofi versus Brian, I think.
Okay, that's fair. I'll go for Kofi versus Brian.
Hurrah! So
Yeah.
the winner by unanimous decision,
Yeah, we know. Next
Kofi
one.
versus Brian. Ba, ba. So the next, what's the worst match, fellas?
We've decided!
Oh yes, The Undertaker versus Goldberg. Ba, ba. So there's those ones.
No.
What's left?
So we're literally
Everything.
we
Best
are-
wrestler of the year.
Yes. So we've got.
We literally have best and worst male, and then we have best and worst promotion company.
Yes. So we'll go with promotion first because we want to save
Okay.
the big one till last. So
Let's go.
for me, the best promotion of the decade is NXT.
That's not a promotion.
That is a brand. It's a promotion.
No, it's a show.
That's it.
It's not a promotion.
All right, brand will show then. Let's include that. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. NXT.
I mean, do you just not know what promotion means? It's a WWE is the promotion.
I'm not
NXT
giving
is
it to
the show.
WWE because WWE.
So it
has
can
been
be
crap.
it can be a brand. Okay, I'll go with tribute to the troops.
Oh, for
Oh,
God's
Jesus.
sake. For God's sake.
You know what? Tribute to the Troops heralded the debut of Tony,
No. That was the video game.
my worst rival.
All right, so okay.
The old man,
Bre-
Tony,
Brendan,
who
what's
aged like
yours?
60 years.
Got really fat.
Well,
too.
see, I kind of went off of yours and picked NXT, but now realizing that it's not a promotion, I guess I got to go with AEW.
Wow.
Yay!
Wow.
I've had a lot of fun watching AEW more than I have WWE for the most part.
That's fair.
But NXT, like, I feel like it's completely different to WWE.
That's not
It
what a
feels like it,
promotion
but
is.
technically it isn't.
We've been over this literally every year.
It's a
We can say
subsidiary.
that
That's,
the award-
that's like
SmackDown
saying
is its own-
SmackDown is the best promotion. That's
It's literally what you
or
say.
main event. Ugh, why the hell
Yeah.
is it saying main event?
All right,
is?
fine.
Why don't we just say that it's promotion and or show?
Okay. let's do
Okay,
it.
NXT then.
NXT.
I am going with All Elite Wrestling because if that didn't exist, I wouldn't actually be watching any modern wrestling right now because I haven't watched WWE in probably a year.
Longer than that if you didn't know what the fucking Four Horsewomen were. Jeez.
Shayna Baszler,
Oh, we know.
Ronda Rousey, the one that's with Roderick Strong, and then that other one that did nothing.
Okay, so all right, so let's go with NXT.
I haven't said mine.
Well,
You
you're
keep
just
wanting
gonna be
to cut
like,
him off,
yeah, but
stop
I know
it.
what he's gonna say. You're gonna say New Japan.
What's wrong with New Japan,
There's
Andy?
nothing wrong with New Japan, but it's just
Yeah,
predictable.
coming
Why are
from
you
the
mocking
guy-
me?
Coming from the guy that pays for it every month because he's too scared to ring Japanese people to cancel it.
No, I did cancel it, and then I got it back again to watch Wrestle Kingdom.
I wasn't actually going to say New Japan.
Okay, what were you gonna say, Samuel?
Suplah Brawl.
Good choice.
Super Brawl.
Heroic Nico in the chat says Suplah Brawl. The rise of Son of Derek was amazing, wasn't it?
That was amazing.
I mean,
see,
Derek as
I'm
a
not worried
whole.
about my rise, but whatever.
Remember when Derek was alive and then he died, and then Willie Wyndham, the witch doctor, brought him back to life?
That's the best storyline ever.
Yeah, but you didn't know it existed because I just reminded you.
Yeah, but
Best storyline with
If
me
you,
versus
could, if
our
you
truth.
could condense all of these shows into like early 2000s video packages, then I would be watching them.
So just make them 5 minutes long, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll take that on board in the editing.
so NXT then I feel has won the day with promotional show of the
Yeah,
decade.
it's really
I
good.
switched to Brawl, Andy. I switched to Brawl.
So Brawl and NXT both win.
Congratulations, because like NXT,
Yay.
it went from being just a random show that was probably on Sky Sports, and
It was on Sky Plus. It went from being a fucking talent show. Bearing in mind, NXT started in 2010
oh god, yeah,
Yeah, that was
as
bad.
the Nexus thing.
good
They had
lord.
like barrel carrying and like
Oh yeah.
they had like
Did
Daniel
Tyson
Bryan
Hill
getting
strip
eliminated
carrying
in the
that thing,
second
too?
week, and then
Titus
Blake
O'Neil
Barrett won.
tripping over like he did when he fell under the ring, but this time with a barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first.
Then they had
time
that weird
he did it.
season Redemption, which lasted forever and just didn't end.
And then eventually turned into the NXT that we know now.
Then it turned into the NXT we know now. That's amazing.
We
The bad
are
JTG.
young and free. We will be Husky Harris for a few more weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Suplah Brawl as well, guys.
It has been a great ride. My favourite part was when I beat Brock Lesnar.
Nothing since then.
Well,
See, I love my match with Rage. My match with Rage was dope as hell.
Your match with Rage was dope as hell. Remember my feud with Tony?
Yes, and he beat your ass for most of it. And it was
Nope,
hilarious.
shut up. We have... I'm gonna fight him one more time. Gonna
So,
find one more time, and then we'll see who wins that, and then I'll call it quits. Fucking, I'll beat him.
what about the worst
Sure,
show or
sure we will.
promotion?
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
Bearing in mind what it started off as at the
Yep.
start of a decade, it had all of this amazing indie talent.
Sold out MSG.
Sold out MSG, and now it's a fucking joke.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
But it's consistently been getting bad year in and year out. Like,
It keeps going worse
Yeah.
to worse. It's literally
at the
the new
start-
TNA. Because at least Impact,
But it's still
Impact
around,
had
right?
the fucking sensibility to move to Canada and try and reform their shit, which they're doing pretty well. However, Ring of Honor
Ring of
aren't
Honor still
actually-
exists, though, right?
I mean, one could say that TNA had saving graces throughout the decade. The Broken Hardys, for example.
Mhm.
Ring of Honor hasn't had anything.
But the thing is, as well, like, Ring of Honor has got gradually worse. Like, at the start of the decade, it was all right. It was okay, and then it got sold to Sinclair Broadcasting, and under Jim Cornette's marvelous vision for professional wrestling, and it's just got gradually worse and worse and worse. And like the production value when they took over, for me, it went from being on HDNet, where it was all crisp and clear, to being, I don't know, a fucking, I don't know, a tin can. I don't understand how that happened. And then, and the thing that makes it even worse is that it's drawing so little people now that at the time when your founder was found out to be a paedophile or like talking to underage girls, it was still drawing more bloody people. Boys, girls, whatever. It was drawing
Same
more,
thing.
It was, shut up. It was drawing more people when you had a fucking guy like that as the founder, and it was bringing in more people than it is now.
I mean, let's just look at it this
But they
way.
still exist, right?
They
Still
they-
around, though, right?
Yeah, but
Well,
Impact
yeah,
still
but-
technically exists.
Impact does exist.
See, I got one. I got one that's a whole lot worse than that, and it
What's
doesn't exist anymore. Global Force Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell happened with that?
Oh, yeah, you know what, Brendan? I think you've won. Because they were selling
Yeah.
gold. Bloody
Exactly.
gold.
Founded 2013.
My
and
favorite thing about the whole
13.
thing is that they taped shows, and then 2 years later, they aired those shows that they taped 2 years ago, whilst still trying to make it seem like it was a current thing.
It
Bear in
was
mind-
basically. Did anyone ever delve into what the XWF was?
What the fuck are you talking about?
It was a promotion
I feel like I've heard of
that opened just after when WCW folded, and it had Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart and the Nasty Boys and like AJ Styles and random just weird people.
I've never heard of this.
And they taped loads of like just like 1 hour shows that never came out until like 5 years later on DVD, and it's just atrocious.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Wait, did it seriously stand for Excitement Wrestling Federation?
I don't
Yeah,
even know.
yeah.
Did it?
And its moniker was in your face. So every like few moments it would just cut to Hulk Hogan and go, "In your face, brother." And then
Oh yeah,
the
it says
next
it here.
clip.
No more prima donnas, no more politics in your face.
Get this: the commissioner was Sable.
Are you
The
fucking
comment-
serious?
The
Yeah.
commentators were Jerry Lawler and Tony Schiavone.
Oh, God. So that's what Jerry wanted to do when he was on
And
WWE TV.
What else weird was there? There was something really bizarre. I can't remember.
Kid
But it-
Cash? I'm on the
He was the-
Wikipedia page. Like, their
Yeah,
fucking
it was-
heavyweight champion was Viscera?
No,
Yes, sir. Oh, damn.
I think that was a fake edit.
No,
that
I,
definitely was nothing.
to be honest, I wouldn't even bat an eyelid if it was a fake edit, because that seems like it fits. I mean, that retroactively wins worst promotion for the last decade.
Yes, but I think of this
But
decade.
yeah, but like GFW was basically that again. But yeah,
yeah, it was awful, and like they tried to take over TNA for a bit, by literally.
Oh, that's true.
by
They put
literally-
stickers over the belts.
Yeah.
Discussing in the chat.
Why?
Oh, you know what? GFW wins. That's.
Yeah,
Oh.
100%.
Oh.
It was. Is it what? Jeff Jarrett, man. What a
He had one good promotion. It went shit.
What a
Then he
carny
decided to make
bastard.
another one.
What a cucky motherfucker.
The idea, though, was so good. But he
And
just
yet it
didn't.
fucked up so badly.
Yeah.
Which just
They
goes
had
to show
they had,
you need
shows at
someone.
fucking baseball arenas.
It just goes to show you need a
Maybe.
decent leader with some money. Like
Not
Tony
Jeff
Khan.
Jarrett.
The only show there's I ever saw being advertised was advertised for being in a baseball field, and I wanted to go to it so
That
bad.
is true. They were doing baseball field shows, weren't they?
Well, my pick was TNA, but all these other picks kind of make sense too. So
Yeah. So,
Eh.
congratulations, Global Force Wrestling. You are the worst promotion of 2010. Or the 2010s.
Bye.
plural.
Are you ever going to learn to
2010,
talk
fuck it.
We we are now in the granddaddy of them all, I guess.
Oh, the co-host of the Decade
We
Award.
are never doing that again. Although
And
Liam's
it's
gone.
me, motherfucker. No,
somehow Liam will still win. So don't do it.
No,
Okay.
probably.
that was a joke. Haha, funny.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, who is the best male wrestler of the decade? Our final.
I have a
part.
cramp in my leg. Oh no. Oh, I have a cramp in my leg. Oh no. Oh, this is the worst possible time. Oh god damn it. It really hurts. Oh, shit.
Is this
Oh.
is this
It's,
is this a
okay.
skit?
So
No,
so Sam's
no,
so
it's
Sam,
legit. It really hurts.
so Sam's pick. Sam's pick.
9999999.
911.
me. Help me,
I
please.
don't know. Punch it.
Eat a
Ow.
banana.
Fuck.
Stand up.
Drink some Gatorade.
Stand up. Okay.
Flick your bollocks.
Drink some Gatorade. Get the Gatorade.
Oh. Okay, we're good now.
But yeah,
Alright.
Did you just-
Listen, carry on. Oh no, my headphones fell out. Oh shit.
Did he just
Uh,
climax?
Okay.
And the wrestler of the year is Cramp.
Shall we?
Okay, so my wrestler of the decade is Daniel Bryan
Duh.
for obvious reasons.
I mean, same. I'm not even gonna deny that as yeah.
So yeah, I had two of them. One was AJ Styles,
Mm.
but
Very.
I thought of one, and I think it's a little bit better.
What's that?
Chris Jericho.
Yes, that was my pick.
I don't know.
Because he's still constantly reinventing himself. He doesn't do the same thing twice. He's not boring.
Oh no, he doesn't do the
matter
same
what he
thing
does.
twice, but he does have the lexicon of the fucking bubbly. What is it called?
It was funny.
Exactly.
Shush.
Yeah, that was funny. But here's the thing, right? As much as
the list.
a little bit of the bubbly is absolutely amazing.
It's not.
It is. Shut up.
I'm wearing the t-shirt right now. I never wear t-shirts from wrestler
I thought
things.
you
I
just-
never wear t-shirts, says Keelan Baldus.
See, y'all
I
brought
nev-
that up. I'm just not.
I've never heard of the Four Horsewomen because I never wear t-shirts. No, the point is that
Jesus fucking Christ, calm down. He's your friend. You live with him.
I know.
Spare him.
He's gonna beat
I
your
will
ass when he
stop
gets back
paying
home,
rent.
too.
No, please don't keep paying it. So basically, the point is, the Daniel Bryan Yes movement literally transcended just pop culture as a whole. A little bit of the bubbly, as much as
Okay.
that was good, didn't.
No, but the trouble is, yes, the yes thing transcended pop culture, but nobody knew it came from Daniel Bryan.
Exactly, like the Fandango theme song when it was popular for a week.
I mean, Fandango is a
It was
good
on
case for
iTunes.
best wrestler of the decade, isn't he?
Are you kidding me?
Who?
Jesus. No, I mean you have a point where people didn't know it was from Brian, but the fact that it transcended anyway, people don't have to know where it's from. The fact that it did anyway is a
Yeah.
impressive
The
thing.
fact that it did is just, and like the retirement and coming back, like the whole decade is the Daniel Bryan decade, to be honest, because you had the storyline at the start of it where it's his journey into becoming WWE champion. And he has to sadly retire. Then he comes back,
Oh, I thought you were talking about him.
and then he's
I
like,
thought you were talking about him
"LOL,"
starting being the Mrs. Understudy.
and then he's like, "LOL, I'm super vegan."
I mean, even before all of this, remember his run in like 2012, 2013, where he was like world heavyweight champion?
Yeah.
And he was so obnoxious. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I can't think of a.
And he
a
somehow
better-
kept beating Big Show and Mark Henry.
Oh yeah.
And when you think about it, like his original, when he debuted, he didn't really have much of a gimmick and stuff, and yet like,
He was the American Dragon.
and now look at him,
Jake Long.
He's again the American Dragon.
So he's come full circle. Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. 10-year story.
Wrestler of the decade.
And he was really entertaining as SmackDown general manager as well.
Exactly. And he wrestles bears.
He wrestles bears. You know who else wrestles bears?
Hardcore Holly.
Yes.
Khabib
Hardcore Holly.
Nurmagomedov.
I was going to say no one, but okay. If you want to fucking put over MMA guys,
Lots
that's
of people
fine.
do.
Dan Severn wrestled a bear.
Great.
Is that true? I think I just made that up.
The Hart family wrestle a bear.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
no. Kimbo says Team Hell No.
You can call him
Wrestle a
Khan,
bear.
you know.
Like the team with Kane was absolutely amazing. Like that was just everything with Daniel
I'll have
Bryan
it
has
there
been great.
happen.
So, are we saying Daniel Bryan?
I mean,
No,
no one
we're
else
saying
said-
we're saying Chris Jericho.
No.
Chris Jericho. Come on.
No.
Jericho.
He's old.
The Ayatollah of rock and roller.
That is
The
something from
Ayatollah
20
of
years ago.
Fat Rosa.
Remember when he came out for like 3 weeks and literally said nothing but, yeah, come on, baby!
Oh
That
yeah,
was
that was
terrible.
funny. Oh, okay,
He
two
has the
different
best
reactions.
returns of the decade. He has all
My
the
argument
best
for
returns.
Jericho, though, personally, is like when he came back to WWE, he was entertaining. He did the whole list thing. He had good matches. He put people over like Kevin Owens. And now we've got this whole AEW thing. I don't think without Jericho that would have got the steam that it's gotten. Personally speaking, I wouldn't have watched as much New Japan as I have done if it wasn't for Chris Jericho. So I'm going with Jericho.
My friend really likes New Japan, and he says it's really good. Well, I watch it. No. Oh, but look, Chris Jericho.
I watched New Japan before
Oh, yeah,
you
it's
were
Jericho.
even in diapers.
Well, that's fine. You're old. You have time to do these things.
Okay. All right,
I
so-
watched the best of Kurt Hennig in New Japan.
Okay.
See, Stuss is right. Jericho started the decade and ended the decade as world champion. What the hell did Daniel Bryan do? He was on NXT at the beginning of the decade, and now what's he doing?
I
He's about
feel,
to fight the Fiend, ain't even a champion.
in the company.
I feel like
But it don't matter.
I feel like
Jericho!
we're not going to get anywhere. We're going to be here all night. So
Okay, we need an X Factor. We need a third pick.
I have a close runner-up.
okay,
Yeah.
go.
Enzo Amore.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You literally could have said any other name and it would have been fine.
He is the greatest heel in the business. He's the only heel in the business that knows how to be a legitimate heel, and everyone else is falling for it, and it's absolutely amazing.
He's barely in the business.
But everyone's still talking about him. It's
Who?
amazing. Lots of people online.
Oh, what
He
did
turns
he
up at
do?
Ring of Honor, and all the smarks are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he's invading! How can he jump the rail, kill him?" Oh yeah, because it wasn't planned. You stupid idiot.
Oh, he's jumping the
He-
rail. Kill him.
He
Break his
He
legs.
worked everybody. He worked everybody, and Tamatonga is a bitch.
Jesus Christ. I'm just going to have to
Oh,
say
you just
no.
wanted the GOD.
yeah, Keelan.
They could make so much money with this annoying prick in some promotion somewhere, and everyone's like, "Oh no, but he can't do 10 arm bars, so he's not allowed."
It's not that
Oh,
he,
he did it.
it's not that he can't
He
do
got-
10
he-
arm bars. It's that he concussed himself on the ropes.
He got arrested, and he didn't even do it. But
When did-
I don't care because I don't like his hair.
when did Keelan turn into Vince Russo?
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't know,
you're
but I
going
love
really
it.
hard on this guy.
Look, okay. Should we just do a joint? Not like the drug, but do like a joint Chris Jericho.
Yeah, let's just do a joint,
Yeah,
guys.
we do a
Yeah.
joint.
No, let's not do
But
that.
Jericho's first.
Let's all just have a joint.
Do Chris.
Let's all have a joint and come to the conclusion that Roman Reigns is the best wrestler of the decade.
Lick
No,
my.
that's the worst wrestler. of the decade.
Lick my anus. No. Right, so we'll go
The
with.
big dog.
All right, so the co-wrestlers of the decade, male wrestlers of the decade, are Chris Jericho and Daniel Bryan. Happy?
Sure. No, but fine. And now,
The big one. The worst.
You're all soft.
So,
Sorry. Excuse me.
so,
Fucking say that to my face.
So soft.
So, okay. My worst male wrestler debuted in 2012.
Debuted.
He debuted. He came back and attacked John Cena. Since that day, the WWE ratings, and I did my research this morning because I am very good at what I do. I am the best in the world. I am the best wrestling journalist on planet Earth. The Raw rating...
There's Chris Jericho!
Shut up, damn it! The Raw rating in 2010, in January of the first show, was 3.6. And then next after that was 3.7.
Let me tell you, bro.
Now, let me tell you, bro, the rating this past week,
Bro.
the Wrestling Observer actually put a headline saying that the Raw rating hasn't gone down as much as previous weeks, as if that was a good thing, as if that was like really, really, really
What
good.
point are you making here?
My
Yeah,
point
I
that I
don't
am
give a
making.
fuck about the ratings.
Wait,
Are you a
wait,
TV
listen.
executive?
Listen
Why do you
to
care
me.
about the ratings?
Listen.
The best
No, his
ratings of the
number's name.
decade.
Listen. The person that appeared on Raw this past week, and
Was
they
Brock Lesnar.
and
Oh
they
my
built
God,
him up,
Say it.
is
Howard Finkel.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is still on programming, and he's not a draw. He doesn't do anything. He does the same
How is
matches
he
over and over
not a
again.
draw?
He's
How
not a
is he
draw.
not a draw.
He's not a draw.
He's the only gateway they have to the mainstream.
He's not a draw.
You can say he's
they
not.
let-
a draw,
they-
but you're still wrong. You have to give us.
Nobody's a draw anymore.
The rating.
Name one person that sells tickets
Alright.
anymore. No
What is
one's
the
a draw.
point? Okay, what is the point then in hurting the entire roster and your entire product for this guy who you're paying millions, who isn't bringing anybody new to the product? Because this past Raw, actually, the actual headline of the Observer was,
be fair, I didn't watch it,
lose,
so I don't
it didn't lose as many people as we would have thought it did. Like, that's not a good thing.
And
Like, at the start of the decade, you were getting 3.7s.
That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Oh my god! I'm just saying that the rate, that like, there's a direct correlation with bringing this Egypt in, and the rating's gone down. There.
Andy,
What?
why do you give a fuck about the ratings?
I don't. Brock Lesnar sucks. He's just a big tub of lard. I want him gone.
The majority of your statement, though,
You
was
went
great.
on and on and on for 5
That's what-
fucking minutes
wait,
about
so-
the ratings.
Brock Lesnar is.
Who
Brock
gives a
Lesnar is
fuck?
the
You're not a
worst
TV
wrestler.
executive. You're not in the USA network. Why do you care about ratings?
And his matches are boring.
he's the worst wrestler of the decade because the ratings.
Okay, no, there's more than that. He just has the same matches over and over and over again. Suplex City is probably one of the worst things to ever happen to professional wrestling, probably ever. The moment he shouted that out at
No,
that
it wasn't.
WrestleMania, it went Suplex City,
What?
bitch.
no, it wasn't.
That, no,
Not the
it
worst
is.
thing.
It is.
You don't like watching someone getting
It's just bad
dropped on
that
the
it's
head?
constant.
Over and
Bad that
over.
it's the only thing he does.
He's
I'm
boring.
pretty sure if you go to WWE 2K20, if you can get it to work, all of his moves are fucking suplexes.
He's boring.
Even
to
his getting
watch.
in and out of the ring animations are suplexes somehow.
He's never there. He's just the worst. And he's never there. And he's been doing this for nearly 10 years. It's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. He's the worst.
Yeah,
The
can
end.
I go next?
Okay.
Can I go next? Because it follows on
Oh.
from your point. Alright? Everything you just said. He's barely there. His matches are the same thing over and over again. He's been WWE champion this decade. The Rock.
No, because at least the Rock.
Yeah,
had
because
two-
he
raises his eyebrow
No.
and it's the elbow.
No, oh, right.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
with The Rock, at least he had two. Actually, no, he's had like many entertaining matches, including with
Bullshit.
CM Punk
Bullshit.
and John
Lesnar
Cena.
has had loads of entertaining matches.
No, he has not.
Lesnar could come out and suplex a car or I don't know,
I
a
don't
table,
care.
and it would be entertaining.
No, it wouldn't.
If he did suplex a car, I would love it. I'd be a mark.
Yeah. I mean, fucking Brock has had many good matches in the WWE this decade, but Rock had a handful. None of them were even good.
Yes, they were.
No, they
Brock
weren't.
versus Cena 1 was the shit.
Didn't he pull his
Yeah, what's his
whole
name?
abdominal muscles by doing the rock bottom to CM Punk or
Well, that's
something?
not my
Yep.
problem. He's like the size of a literal rock. I mean, it's not my.
So then don't put him in matches and have him win the main title.
Seriously, though, Rock
Don't have him
versus
shit all over
Cena.
CM Punk, ruining the longest running title streak. Don't
Okay,
fucking
so
have
Cena
him
was the
ruin
shit. Don't
WrestleMania
you
every
do that.
time by showing up with a flamethrower,
Yeah, but that's
We've
beating
got The
Eric
Rock,
Rowan in
but he's
6
not-
seconds.
and Brock Lesnar.
Rock
I am
versus
going
Cena
with-
2. Anybody remember that?
No, because I remember Rock versus Cena 1 better.
The fact that there were 2 in the
Cena 2
first
was
place.
awful. I hated it. I hated playing that in 2K14. That was
Mhm.
awful.
Okay, Brendan,
However-
what's your pick?
Not budging. Brock Lesnar
My
has good
worst-
matches. Rock didn't have any.
Yeah, like maybe 3 in the past 8 years, but okay. My worst wrestler of the decade, because this is probably the last time I'll ever get to say this about this man, Bret Hart.
Oh,
For some reason, he was fucking United States champion and tag team champion somehow.
Wait, what?
Wait,
What?
I don't
what?
know how or
Yeah,
when.
that happened.
Yeah,
Who are we talking about?
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. Bret the
Bret-
shit
when
man
was he
Hart
tag
himself.
champion?
Bret Hart.
Yes.
Bret the shit man Hart.
I mean,
Bret
when was
match
he
against
tag
Vince
champion?
McMahon at WrestleMania 26. I forgot when, but I'm pretty sure he was tag champions with Cena.
He was.
No bollocks. That
I know
can't
for a fact
be
he
true.
was United States
I
champion.
remember him just like using a chair for about 10 minutes. and
I've
that's
got
about it.
a bad. Yeah. Bret Hart won the United States
was-
Championship by beating The Miz in June of 2010.
Wearing
What?
shorts.
And a hockey shirt, yeah.
Shorts and a hockey jersey. Yeah.
This happened.
Well, Cena wears.
And he was also one of the last 2 people in the whole WWE versus Nexus match. How the hell did his
Oh
old ass
my
last
god,
that
he
long?
was in
He
that
didn't do anything.
match.
He
Holy
didn't do
shit.
anything.
I don't remember any of this other than the initial
It-
attack on Vince.
It all barely came back to me as soon as I thought about it. But I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is probably going to be the last time I can say this about him. Bret Hart, worst wrestler of the decade.
Keelan, what's yours?
Why?
I'm going with the obvious for the obvious reasons, and that's Roman Reigns. How many endings of important pay-per-views did we have to have where the whole crowd were just going boo and Vince was going, ah, damn it. So,
I changed my pick to Roman Reigns.
Bullshit.
we could have gone in so many different directions with so many different people, and we just had.
He's a good wrestler. He's been having
mean-
good feuds.
What's he been doing lately? Because I legitimately haven't been watching. Where is he on the
He's been
card?
fighting Baron Corbin. With
Yeah,
dog
he's been
food.
fighting Baron
For
Corbin
the
and being fed dog
18th
food.
time.
I don't like him either. So fuck.
Sam,
That's
what's
mostly
your-
all
So,
due to
so AEW and
Baron.
like 90s WCW is still all I'm gonna watch.
Like, Void Storm in the chat is like, can we talk about Shane? Well, Shane had a really good match with AJ Styles.
He's the
at
best in the
WrestleMania.
world.
That is true. He did have one of the best matches at that WrestleMania with
Yeah.
AJ.
Although Shane's weird and has a weird fat turkey neck and has stupid promos now, at least he's still willing to kill himself. So
Yeah,
I'll
and the
give
other
him
thing is, he had a really good match
Plus,
with The Miz.
he's the best in the world.
He jumped off the cell. I can't give it to Shane. I just can't. Is he
He jumped off the
perfect?
cell
No.
like what, twice in 2 years?
Sam, what's your pick?
I mean,
The Rock, wasn't it?
it was for Rock, but I can
God.
I can throw out Jinder Mahal.
I'll get the modern day macaroni there.
No, because if
What do you mean no?
'Cause y'all ain't gonna say Bret Hart, so I'll go with the modern
No,
day.
I could in fact change to Bret Hart
No,
because
no,
I
they
didn't
might be boo.
actually. You sold that to me.
But that's really sad.
See, I'm
'cause
not just a hater.
He was there for like a month.
No, he was there for like 3
No,
See,
months.
I'm not just a
He was
hater.
there for longer than
Right.
3 months. He was there for like a year.
Oh God.
He was even general manager at some point.
What? God, I need to go back and watch this shit.
No, you don't. No, you really
Yeah.
don't, Keelan.
Well, if my
Don't do it.
timeline continues, I will in about 2 years.
Brilliant.
So
And you'll be just like me, hating Bret Hart.
okay, so we were at a bit of a quandary.
Fuck off.
Okay, so
Boo.
basically, it's Roman Reigns versus Bret Hart. A match I never
No.
thought I'd see.
No one
That's
else has
supposed-
said Roman Reigns, dickhead. He's a good wrestler.
What?
Oh, okay, it's Bret Hart then.
That is the
Man.
most random answer, but I suppose that's democracy.
Yeah, so, sorry, Bret, you may have been the best there is, the best there was, but not the
No, he
best
wasn't.
there ever will be, because you
He
were
definitely
the
wasn't
worst...
either of those.
Shut up! You are the worst wrestler of the decade. My apologies, sir. You are a legend in this business, but
Oh,
unfortunately...
shut up. He's not listening.
He might be.
And even if he
No
does,
one
he-
listens to
even if
this
he does,
show.
He probably hate us anyway. He probably
If
hate
there's
us
any
anyway, just for mentioning
consolation,
his
if he
name.
was listening, he'd still be grumpy whether we said good things or bad things, because he's grumpy.
Brett,
These kids
sir,
don't know how to talk about professional wrestling. But shut the fuck up.
you were good in the
Old sack of shit.
90s, apparently.
Barely.
I thought so.
So yeah, okay, Bret Hart is our worst wrestler of the decade. So, as we move
Stupid
on...
purple
Oh,
sunglasses.
that's so bizarre.
I know. As we move on to a new decade, do we have any predictions?
MJF will be the king of the world.
That's one of my predictions. He will be World Heavyweight Champion
But which one?
of AEW. And probably WWE
That's an actual thing I care about, because, I mean,
of this
What?
decade. Of
If
course.
AEW somehow folds, he'll make it to WWE and probably be good there. But he will have a big impact in the decade to come.
hang on, are we predicting the year or the
Yeah,
decade?
I'm not sure what to do.
I think we should predict the decade. That'll give
Okay.
us a wider field to do crazy
my
shit.
God.
I'm gonna say AEW will fold.
Okay, in 10 years, we will have an intergalactic promotion on Mars that has only intergender matches with Joey Ryan's penis.
I think the XFL will flop.
Is that still a thing?
That's still
Is that
happening.
wrestling?
Okay,
Yeah, but
in the next decade, Vince McMahon, even though I'm not wishing this on anyone,
Hey, you're
will
nicking
die.
my pick.
He's there. Okay, two people are wishing death.
No, he's just 80, and it's just the way the circle of life. It's just how it works.
He's 80.
Is he?
That's what you just said. Is he? That's what I was asking.
Oh, I don't know. I just presumed he was 80 years old.
Well, if he is, he'll be 90, and that's a pretty risky age.
Okay, Vince McMahon is
Hmm.
74 years old.
Okay. Oh, he could still be alive there.
Okay,
Damn.
sorry.
Oh shit.
Circle of life.
Oh, here's an interesting one. Stussy in the chat says that Edge will wrestle a Saudi show.
Oh, don't do
Of course he
that.
will.
Oh.
Don't do what?
Well,
Don't do
I-
any of that?
I actually have a
Like,
prediction.
have a match, but just not the Saudis.
Here's the
But then
thing.
he won't get paid as much. Fuck WWE. Just give people money to do it normally. You cunts.
Well, this is one of my predictions, just based off of what happened this year, and this could actually happen in the next 12 months. The Saudi Arabia deal will fall through, causing a major crisis for WWE because they're banking on Saudi money.
I don't know about crisis. Like,
Well-
they've got so much money from other revenue sources.
But it's going to be like, oh crap, we don't have as much as we thought we were going to have.
I mean, they might have to release a couple of people to loosen the pay grade.
Yeah,
every month,
yeah.
but-
Okay, I predict this whole giant developmental conglomerate thing where they've got like a million promotions kind of working with. I think that'll all collapse eventually and it'll just be NXT again.
They'll just be back to like the territory system throughout the world. That's a fair
Yeah,
pick.
more or less.
I also think this Fox deal is gonna, that's also going to collapse.
Do we have any good predictions? Do we have
No,
anything that
no,
don't revolve
we're
around death or
haters.
I
failure?
got a good one.
I predict BT
I got a
Sport
good one.
ratings will be that low that WWE will never get a good show position anywhere in the UK again.
That sucks. Brendan, you have a good one?
Well, it's good to me anyway. Personally, I think at some point this decade, Cena's going to break Ric Flair's world title record.
No.
He's going to be a
I mean-
17-time champion.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
No. I'm going to say that won't
Yes.
happen.
I say Ric Flair is going to then match that record.
I say
No.
Ric Flair will still be alive.
Well, he's been alive for the last 1,000 years. I think he can match up with 10.
But he did nearly die twice in the past, 2 years, so...
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but that's nearly. That's not actually dying. Doesn't mean anything.
Do we want to do any sort of prediction for this year? Like, just one for this year? Because I know every year we do one, and we've forgotten to look back at what we said last year, but we can do that in the next show.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
So, my one prediction will be... AEW
We'll be in the same position they are now, more or less.
will
Probably, yeah. Have you formed this thought yet, or
No,
are you
can
still
someone
thinking it?
I'm still
Okay,
thinking.
somebody quite surprising will jump to AEW.
Okay, that could be my one too.
From WWE.
Regardless,
Maybe not an Orton level, but someone you wouldn't expect. Maybe someone like
John Cena.
Apollo Crews.
someone from developmental that's really good that you expect to be pushed on the main roster, like Matt Riddle or I don't know, someone like that.
Interesting. People in the chat have some predictions. Stussy says, WWE Network will go below 1 million subs. Too much streaming competition and lack of quality with WWE.
Yeah.
That's a fair prediction.
Well, they will if they keep giving me it for free.
Yeah, but you cheat the system with your credit cards, don't you?
Yeah, but it's
Gotta
not
tell
that
him.
hard to just
gotta tell
change.
on him.
I've used such stupid names that are just hilarious. Like, I've signed up as Jack Tunney, former president of...
We've been
Like,
over this. He wasn't
next-
a real person.
Next, I'll be Gorilla Monsoon, living in, I don't know, wherever.
Idaho.
Stussy also predicts that Buddy Murphy will hopefully be WWE or Universal Champion. Jason also says Aleister Black will be WWE Champion.
I'm bored of him already.
Oh.
They killed him. Who's the other guy? The Judas Priest guy. Damian Priest.
The bow and arrow fella.
Scary man that's a bit like Aleister Black that had a priest in his name at some point.
Where did
Yeah,
he
Damien
come from? 'Cause I just turned on Survivor Series and
He
saw him,
used to be
apparently.
known as Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor.
That guy, yeah, that guy.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Voidstorm
just-
says
Oh,
that
shit.
Ricochet will leave WWE. That's a good one.
I can
Good.
see that.
He's boring.
Oh my god,
What?
Keelan.
Don't you dare diss Prince Puma.
Yeah, he
I
was
think-
good when it was Prince Puma.
Oh, I actually have a prediction for AEW.
Here we go.
So Ray Phoenix will surpass his tag team partner and become
Who
AEW
is?
champion at some point.
Oh, no, you. Mm-mm.
Yes, I did.
Nope.
I said that.
Pentagon is better than Ray.
No, he's not.
Pentagon was fucked
Yeah,
right
why
up.
did can you all say what Ricochet's old indie name was again?
Rick
Prince
O'Shea.
Puma.
Prince Puma.
Puma?
Puma.
Puma.
Puma?
You know,
Like the
you know,
animal.
like the leopard kind of creature.
Does Prince Puma also have a tumor?
Puma.
What?
Oh my god.
But you're saying it weird. It's Puma.
It's Puma.
It's Puma.
Yeah.
Puma?
Yeah,
Puma?
Puma.
Does he? Oh, what a good sense of humour, that's Prince Puma.
Exactly. There you go. You got it.
I hate,
Oh, it's
this.
Puma.
I hate where this is going.
Where's that Y coming from, guys?
He does really good airbow drops.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't he just?
Oh, you know what my prediction is for the decade?
Well,
I will never be able to
Yeah,
say.
like 3 of them, but okay.
I will never be able to say elbow.
you just fucking said it, you
You
moron.
know what- Do you know what my prediction is? We will forever be trying to have a semi-regular Suplah episode, but it never quite gets off the ground.
We're trying.
And that is probably the most accurate prediction we will ever make.
And on that note, we will finish this show this evening. Thank you for joining us this evening for the End of Decade Awards show. Again, like Keelan says, we are still working on some sort of regular time slot. We all work, so it's difficult. But
We're all old now because a decade has happened.
Exactly. We're all. I'm losing my hair. So essentially, we're working on it. We'll let you know when we're next on. Hopefully next week. I can't promise anything because reasons. I have been Andy Kwan.
Cool.
Sam, say bye.
Goodbye.
Brendan, say bye.
Bye.
Keelan, say bye.
Farewell.
And we will see you hopefully in 10 years' time.
What? We're not doing another show for another 10
No,
years?
I mean we are.
So
No,
it's
no,
before
we're doing
might be
another show
before then.
like in the next few weeks. But I mean, like, you know, because it's the End of Decades Award. We'll do a 2031 this time in 10 years. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
I will.
That's
Oh
crazy.
Jesus Christ! I will be nearly 40 years old. Fuck,
Oh,
you're
God,
not-
quickly, end the
Jesus
show before we
Christ.
have a crisis.
Don't, we're not doing that show ever. Stop it! I get depressed.
oh my God, we're gonna be so old. Goodbye.
Moon.
Do you remember AEW? Yes. It was... I haven't stopped the show yet. Do you remember?
How do you? Is it stop? How do you stop it?
I have to stop it.
Well, do it then.
You remember when Bret Hart wrestled at those shows? Oh, it was so bad.
Remember when Cena became a 20-time champion?
Oh, back in my
I'll still,
day.
well, I'll still be watching
the bubbly?
Nitro.
Back in my day, all the wrestlers only did 2 flips.
How they do?
Back in my day, Goldust couldn't do flips, and now he can for some reason.
Back in my... I'm done with this. See ya, bye.
Damn. You just
I
grabbed
didn't
my
mean like that. Okay, wait, let me do that again. Thank you for joining us. Good morrow. Is that
It's
better?
still going. What the fuck, Andy?
Alright, bye.